Hello and welcome to the official United States East Coast qualifier for Melty Blood Type Lumina. I am Fox. I'm joined here this evening with...
I'm Jadelyn, and this is it. This is the wrap-up for the 3 qualifiers, and oh boy, do we have a great top 8 for you guys here today.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, the East Coast bracket had the most entrants so far. I believe it capped at 70 or 71 players.
It was a lot.
And honestly, it was probably some of the best players that we had so far on this coast, mostly because a lot of the people would say the stronger opponents are on the East Coast, you know, being from New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Florida, this part of the coast. But then you still have the other participants from the West Coast and the Central qualifiers who are equally as strong. But I know a lot of people were looking at this like, all right, let's see who makes it out of this top 8. And I know a lot of people are really excited and kind of wondering like, why did this person not make it? Or who is this person in this top 8? So hopefully we get to see that in a few seconds.
Yeah, if you were able to watch along yesterday, I know several members who were part of this were streaming. There were very early on in the bracket, if you are wondering why certain players didn't make it, there were very, very high level players who just got eliminated super early because of the level of competition in this particular coast. But here we have it. This is the top 8 bracket. We've got Scrot, we've got Trippy coming up first. Scrot, you know, very regular member of these top 8s, and Safe and Jurassic Ori after that. Safe, again, no stranger to top 8, neither is Jurassic Ori. They've been on a tear recently. And then on the losers half, we've got Kiri and Hyde and Omni Scythe and MKOLPNJI, which I'm probably just going to call Alphabet, unless they tell me otherwise. But again, these are all extremely high-level players. Some of them are surprises, which I think is great, but a lot of these players are ones that we've seen in top 8 time and time again. Combo Breaker, Frosty Faustings, Climax of Night, Evo. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Yes, for most people, the people in the top 8 are, a lot of the people in the top 8 aren't really a surprise. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 players who are just like, hey, I haven't seen this person before, or how often has this person been playing online or offline to get to the spot. But I think even though, you know, a lot of people say that bracket seeding was not really an issue, but, you know, a lot of people think that, oh, these people have to play so early on in the bracket, when in reality it's after like 3 or 4 matches, when, you know, around that point you can't avoid it anymore. You have to fight your stronger counterparts, or people who you would normally see in top 8 are just like, well, you have to fight this person who you would probably see winners finals, winners semis, so on and so forth. But this region is tough, this region is strong, so you got to make sure you have your A game from yesterday going into today.
That is such a good point to make, because if you drop even a frame, your opponent is going to just eat you alive. That's the kind of level of competition that we have here today. And once again, just as a reminder, and if this is your 3rd qualifier, you've heard this before. If this is your 1st qualifier that you've been watching, you may not know this. All 8 of these players have qualified for the finals coming up here in December, and just actually in a month. Just in a month now. So we will be able to see all of these players again as they go head-to-head with the top 8 from Central and top 8 from West.
Yes, I know a lot of people are wondering what the bracket for the finals in December will look like, and hopefully we'll get some information on that in the coming weeks or so. But if you are planning to watch that live, you should make sure you go to Northeast Championships this year in December 10th to 11th, I believe it's the dates. I might have the dates mixed up, but should be the 2nd weekend in December. It will be a really good time to see all the strong players for Type Lumina show up. You know, try to make sure they get that top prize of 5K for first. But I know a lot of people are also wondering, like, okay, is there going to be any real changes in the patches coming up? Because I know a lot of people are expecting more characters in December, because, you know, winter, the Type Moon gave us the roadmap saying like, oh, in winter we'll get some more characters, maybe some more balance changes. But we don't know what will happen yet. But I do know that hopefully our players will be really invigorated to be like, okay, Type Moon is looking at the game, they're doing balance patches and French Bread is making sure they collaborate and make sure all their system changes are in line. There's not too many differences in previous iterations of characters, maybe like 1 or 2 small characters might need some quality of life to get stronger and so on. But hopefully people will still be excited. Hopefully the DLC will still be free, because I know that's another charming point for a lot of people. They're like, is DLC still free after all this time? It's like, yeah, it is.
Still free. And I like that you're highlighting the things about changes and upcoming changes, because if you guys have been with us from the beginning, our first qualifier was in July, which was well before the big, balance patch that came out in August. So our central qualifiers have been able to make some significant adjustments in their play styles since then. And then, just last month we had the West qualifiers. So in this time, people have been changing characters, they've been changing ideas. I mean, just in our bracket here today, one person, for example, Scrot, very notably has changed the character that he has been playing. And this has happened several times. It just, depends on what he feels like is the strongest bringing into this. And just last week, you and I had the opportunity to see him play his Coma, which did really well and was very exciting to watch. And I believe is the character that got him into this top 8 today.
Yeah, I saw him play on his stream yesterday to qualify for top 8. He played Coma the whole way through. At first I thought maybe he's playing Coma for like the CLG thing for like a week and a half or so, but hopefully we'll see him right now. It looks like he's still playing Coma against Trippy's Roa. I know a lot of people also consider Coma like not the strongest character, but if you think about his tools, you'll understand that he has a lot of armor. His command grabs blow up people trying to shield a lot of interactions, and then he just has like one of the highest reaching DPs in the game. So we'll see what Scrot decides to do here in this matchup. Already Scrot just taking his turn, going with some armor, forcing Trippy back to the corner, but Trippy gets out.
Yeah, one thing that we noticed last week, and we commented on frequently, is that Scrot is one of the most aggressive Comas that we have seen. But that was a really nice reversal there from Trippy to get some more damage back on that situation, but just grabbed and slammed. Scrot is not afraid to challenge, not one bit.
A nice chase on the backdash with the air dash jump C. Last chance for Trippy here. Ooh, backdash is the overhead, still has to keep walking. Ooh, a back jump C. Alright, EX Lightning, keep your turn. Let's see what Scrot does here on defense. Just walks
away.
Yeah, he doesn't want to try to interact with anything crazy mid-screen. Oh, and the dash up 3C confirm.
Really excellently played. I feel like in the weeks that Scrot has picked up Coma, like notably he was playing Noelle prior to this, just felt like he could get a lot done with this. And look at how much his aggression pays off. He gets a solid, 20-30% every touch, and that's fantastic.
But he dropped his combo. Trippy manages to mash out, gets a full confirm. Mid-screen setup. Oh, gets hit by Arc Drive. Very nice from Scrot. He notices that Trippy was trying to keep their turn, but decided to use Arc Drive to blow through that setup. Oh, Wake Up Moondrive gets command grab. Moondrive is susceptible to getting thrown, so you have to make sure you have the right option afterwards. But Scrot, once again, stopping Trippy from jumping using 3C, but good match with Trippy there to keep their turn.
Yes, very good. Okay, just the backdash too, but again, another great punish. And the number of times Scrot was able to go through the offensive from Trippy and turn it around because Coma has armor, because he's got really great command grabs, because he was able to read the situation and react appropriately, just puts one on the board super fast.
I know Scrot's probably feeling pretty good because that round went his way pretty handily. There was a couple mistakes from Trippy, probably missing an air dash input, messing up a confirm here or there, but Scrot's just like, hey, I don't care if you mess up your combos because I'm trying to get to the finals, my friend.
Oh yeah, he, and with a quickness too, challenges the Moondrive activation from Trippy, but Trippy comes back with an air challenge. Scrot was just a little too slow to get something out there, but then balls back in your court. Scrot activates Moondrive in return, gets the grab, has already built up one thing of meter, and challenged, but the reversal there from Trippy.
Yeah, it looked like Scrot tried to probably EX DP during that class, but didn't get it. Oh yeah, jump A air throw, command grab back to the corner. He does get it confirmed if he gets the command grab close enough. And it does quite a bit of damage too. He might spend meter here. Yep, he does. Air throw ender.
That wasn't even a real combo too, but it was really safe because of the way that he set it up. That was nice. Okay, we did get a heat activation there. Get some good damage here, but Scrot has 2 bars if he can live through this.
He should be alive.
Yeah, it's dicey just because of his health.
Yeah, the damage scaling on arc drives from low meter got reduced, but Scrot tried to mash out after getting knocked down, and Trippy takes that round. Very important round there. Round start 2B from Trippy. Should get the air dash confirmed. Nope. All right, Scrot manages to get back to the inside of the screen safely. He's trying to get some Moon Gauge. He has 4 bars, so any hit confirms into either 4,000 damage or he just arms up. Good shield afterwards.
Yeah, nice B counter too. Was able to hit overhead, but Trippy turns it back briefly. That time, Scrot did not let Trippy get any action going on in the air, which was a huge detriment to him in the last round. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and spend 1 bar there, gets the hard knockdown, and manages to fill up his entire Moon Meter.
But Trippy holding up on wake up there, gets out of Scrot's Oki. Spin meter, yep. Alright, left, right, mix up and coming. No, gets an accidental OTG. Scrot attacks Moon Drives. Moon Drive back from Trippy. Oh, anti-airs the jump C with a 5-8. Not enough, yep. Drop combo. Scrot has a chance to take this round if he can get in.
Yeah, it's definitely still not out, and there he goes. He dashes all the way in, is able to get it with just a nice rapid beat combo, closes that one out. So now it's 1-1, and as a reminder, this is 2 out of 3 until we get to winner scissors grands. So this could be it for Trippy in this winner's side if he doesn't make some adjustments quickly.
All right, armor up. Oh, the 3C just whips on the heat activation. Scrot drops his combo. He gets a reset. It's fine, it's cool. All right, armor up once more. Oh, all right, Scrot
nice
has to block that out. Oh, charge up C whips, no punish. Let's see, Trippy looks kind of hesitant to go in.
Yes.
They're not sure how Scrot's trying to approach, but Scrot's just like, yeah, if you can't get a read on me, I'm just going to keep going in.
Yeah, that's, again, the thing that we've pointed out before is that Scrot is so aggressive, and just like that, with a near perfect, goes ahead and moves it on to the winner's finals.
So, Scrot, I know he must be happy with himself. He's a very emotional player. He's one of those people who's like, every time he gets a pretty big win, he makes sure he expresses himself. He lets you know that, like, he did the job that he wanted to do. All the hard work he put into it pays off. And right now he's sitting at winners finals, and hopefully his next opponent won't give him too much trouble, but I know how he feels about fighting the character that's coming up next, since it is a mirror match. It will be Safe versus Jurassic Ori. It's a vlog mirror match for all of you at home.
Yeah, so both Safe and Jurassic Ori, fantastic vlog players, both in their own right. Safe having been one of the more recent tournaments that I've seen them, of course, was at EVO when they made top 8 there. But Jurassic Ori has been really practicing hard at this game. And most recently, they won Digital Havoc, which was just last week in online tournament. They were 4th at Climax of Night. They were 3rd at CEO. Like they've got quite a few, top 8, top 3 finishes under their belt.
Yes, and it's attributed to, I believe, Ori didn't play Vlav at first. They played some other character near the beginning, but then when they switched to Vlav, they found more success. They liked the character. They stuck with his game plan, making sure the opponent respects full screen stomps, full screen fireballs, making sure they can't hover on a certain space in the screen without getting unblockable if he has resources. Vlav also has pretty far-reaching normals as well. You would think a character like him is kind of slow, he can't move that quickly, but due to the buffs that they gave that the cast got, their dash speed or run speed has gotten a lot faster over the course of the last couple months. So I know a lot of people are trying to adjust to fighting Vlav, air dashing faster, dashing across the screen faster at you, but we'll see what Safe can do, because Safe was also one of the pioneers along with Misoma about how to play the character.
Right. Actually, it reminds me, when we were at EVO, I was talking to Safe just because I saw so many similarities between his and Misoma's gameplay, and he's like, yeah, I taught Misoma how to play. So that was one of my favorite things. So while you're watching Safe and you do see similarities between his and Misoma's gameplay, then that is definitely a characteristic that you are going to notice. But whereas I love that you're highlighting all the really good things about Vlav, there are some detriments. He's not, totally unbeatable. He's the tallest person in the cast, so he gets hit by a lot of stuff, and the startup on a lot of his moves is pretty slow. So when you're in this mirror match situation, pay particular attention to what projectiles each person is using when, because that's going to really give an insight into who's going to get the advantage early in certain situations.
Yes, I know a lot of people have problems tracking Vlav's projectiles because when he's doing the projectile that can be pointed across the screen or up forward, he does give a tell with the direction his hand goes in, but if you are too close to him, you don't get to react in time. So most people, when they're full screen, they try to shield them. But again, if you pick the wrong shield, then you just whiff, you lose moon gauge, and you start losing resources quickly. And it becomes a frustrating process of fighting the character. But it does require discipline and some research to figure out, okay, what does this look like? How do I interact with this move? Where can I be on the screen? What setups do I have that hit him, because he's pretty tall, so he gets hit by a lot of double overheads. Like maybe you do like a falling jump C, and then you do an instant rising jump C. A whole block screen that forces him to be like, okay, I can't mash because his fastest button is slower than the rest of the cast's fastest buttons. So usually it's like a lot of people's jabs are quicker. His jab's not that fast in comparison.
Right, and his jab is also very short-ranged. Like, some characters, it's fine if you mash 5A. It might not be your best choice, but you at least are going to be able to check some things, counter if you are lucky. Vlav, if you are not right up on your opponent, you're not going to hit him. It's an incredibly stumpy button, so you have to be very aware of what you're throwing out and when, and how much you want to commit to certain situations, especially with some of his his blowback edge moves. They can put him in a really sticky situation, so you have to be just cognizant of what's going on screen. I mean, not that you don't have to with any other character, but with Vlad in particular, it's an interesting matchup, especially because he doesn't have, like, say, a DP, like a traditional DP like the rest of the cast does. He does not have that physical input in his moveset.
Right. It looks like we're getting ready to go into it, so it will be Safe versus Jurassic Ori. The faded Vlad mirror match that a lot of people are probably dreading, but we'll see how this plays out. I know a lot of the Vlad players are like, all right, these two are some of the best in the country. Let's see what they can do.
I'm so incredibly excited for this one. I love watching these mirror matches because they're just so interesting. And right away, getting an advantage here. Ooh, big one. And there's the thing you were talking about, committing to shield. And if you commit the wrong way, you're going to take a ton of damage.
Ooh, already 4.5. Safe's gonna get a mix-up. Air dash back. Ori not ready to stand block. Gets it crouching. Should beat in the round with some meter.
Yeah.
Very nice from Safe.
Yeah, that was so clean. Just expertly done.
All right, now Safe, since I've seen him play for a couple of months now, he has probably some of the cleanest execution when it comes to being on defense, making sure the opponent can't really move freely, but Ori still gets to confirm anyway, drops it.
Ooh, yeah, the double jump out of Safe kept him out of all of that projectile situation. He's just playing so calmly. The dash back is safe, and then comes in with the moon skill back, and then gonna go get the fire, and just charges right in his face because he had the hard knockdown. He was able to get a ton of moon back from that.
Anti-air shield doesn't get a hit off it, or he takes the turn back. Oh, looked like Safe tried to swing right away, but got hit by the A-stomp. Spend meter, yep, EX Rekka. Should get an air throw ender.
Okay, yeah, switch sides too, but was ready for it. Jurassic Ori is just trying to get a little bit of damage. Went for the throw and instead goes for the throw again.
Yeah, Safe tried to counter poke, but their button didn't come out fast enough and they got thrown out of it. That can happen pretty frequently, so if you're going to try to swing on your turn back, you need to make sure they're not close enough to grab it.
Oh wow, nice catch from Safe there. They're both in ice now, so the matchup is very different. Really nice catch there after that, the floor stomp as well. And the pressure coming out of Safe right now is incredible. The BC counter to stay, I hate using the word safe, but we are, but this is now Jurassic Ori's turn, stuck in the corner, and Vlav in the corner can do a lot of damage, gets the launcher and then hard knockdown. Just came down with the JB as well, trying to keep things, safe for him. Oh, counter hit? I'm just waiting to see what Safe does.
Yep, there's the moon drive. Launcher. Ori not ready to shield back to get away from the launcher. So instead, she will eat back into the corner. Decides the moon drive. Doesn't get the 3C launcher. This should be confirmed for Safe. Very nice, and ends the round.
That was so smart. So Safe jumped over the floor stomp from Ori and then just used the diagonal projectiles to punish it because Ori's Vlav was still stuck in that animation. And that's the thing that we're talking about, is if you're cognizant of what your opponent is doing, you can get blown up for a commitment like that.
Yes, it's kind of hard, especially when you need to try to get some offense started. So you think, hey, I need to run at him, make sure he can't freely throw projectiles, he can't just swing however he wants. But then if you're not fast enough, you'll get caught by the stomp. The stomp's pretty quick for a special ability that goes full screen. So it does require a little bit of patience. Oh, Ori not ready to shield back on that BC immediately.
And then the launcher too with the hard knockdown. And then I like this challenge with the JB falling just so you can catch if they're going to do anything. And it misses the launcher coming out of Ori. This is a lot of pressure from Safe. Just using as much as they can. The Moondrive activation though does stop the offensive from Safe. And now it's Ori's turn. Has 3 bars if they want to use it. Okay, they got 1 with the launcher for the EX Stomp. And set up. Now, okay, now Safe stuck in the corner.
Alright, shields the moon skill, doesn't get a clean hit off the projectile. Yep, Ori, she gets her hit first, but doesn't get a confirm as well. Safe gets a clean 5C starter. Alright, looking pretty good for him. Might spend the meter, yep. Dash of 3, nope, dash of heat to make sure you can stop the clock and get your life back, but Ori with the guard cancel heat. Ooh, alright, Safe for the jump shield, not having to block any of that. Oh, but Ori gets the stop to confirm. Not dead.
Yeah, end of the charge JC as well. Okay. Ori does not have a lot to work with. Safe can use Moondrive if they want to, and then the IAD with the overhead. Excellently done. This is Safe's opportunity to take a ton of life back.
Alright, Safe does have Moondrive, so if anything wrong happens, he can make it safe with that, but you have to... Ooh, alright, there he goes. So Safe did the charge racket. It is minus, but he wanted to keep his turn. Little shield on the stomp. Oh, didn't keep shielding. He's gonna get chipped out. Moon skill, shield, BC. Oh, not enough to get the other side, but Safe is the life deficit. Jurassic Ori trying to play Safe, but gets hit by 5C for air dashing right next to Safe. Oh, okay.
They timed out. Oh my god.
It looked like Safe dropped his combo there, but he was just like, oh, I know I won already, so I don't have to hit you anymore. Gonna make you think about that time over.
Yeah, that was really intense. I mean, Safe honestly barely won that. Just a nice, like you pointed out, the challenge at the very end there. But Jurassic Ori doing a great job getting this one started. Yep, challenge again with the JB, just trying to get lots of stops. They were really out of range there. I'm surprised Safe didn't challenge that particular move.
Alright, charge 5C, dash of 5B, and you can see Ori, she's making sure that Safe can't just try to shield without worrying about an overhead or low, gets hit by the... Oh my god. Gets hit by the non-grab version. Alright, Ori working on a perfect. There it is.
That was such a strong round. Yeah, I'm surprised that Safe did get hit by that non-grab ender of that particular string because they blocked the whole thing the last time that happened, but that was really well done. And there's the same thing that killed Ori in the previous game, now using to their advantage.
Alright, air throw ender. Oh, jumpy. Okay, so Ori decides to make that charge wreck a save. Shield. Oh, stomp. Oh my god, all the projectiles almost got rid of Safe's Moondrive, but manages to get through. Spends meter. Left, right, mix up incoming. Same side. Oh, messed up his option select. It's okay though. Doesn't get hit for it.
Yeah, that was really good. That could have been absolutely detrimental for Safe just because of the commitment to the shield. But speaking of commitment, that time Ori was ready and has the double down all out. This is the same corner combo that we saw on the other side earlier, and then just goes in for these throws, which have paid off dividends, and do it again.
And Ori managing to not have to deal with Safe using heat on wake up, which could have been kind of dangerous because if Safe got the heat to hit, might have been able to get a lot of his life back, push Ori full screen, and then try to make some sort of comeback based off of Ori's resources. But Ori doing really well, making sure this is not a free game for Safe.
No, it is definitely not free, and what a great starter too. Catches with the far fire projectile, and then just keeps moving on with the floor projectiles, and then Safe in the same time is going to turn it around. Goes in for a 3C in the middle, or the 2C in the middle of that too. That was nice, and that's where that JB challenge comes in really well. It caught Ori moving forward and forces him back into the corner.
Alright, Ori gets the better part of that fireball exchange there, gets a 2C, doesn't combo. Safe just full jumps over, but the anti-air 2B, lobs 2B, kind of get an anti-air sometimes, so you have to be careful. Not enough to kill here, just gonna go for the air through ender.
Yep, and then once again closes around with throws. How many rounds has Ori won with a throw?
Honestly, throw being a strong proponent to your offense in this game because throws are unreactable, so a lot of times you have to use option selects to try to mitigate that selection that your opponents have. But Safe looking pretty strong so far. Double jump B, yeah. Or you're not pressing any buttons. Doesn't want to be at a worse life deficit, even though it's just pretty bad.
Yeah, and right there, Ori did go in for the grab, but Safe was in the air and was able to miss all of that incoming damage that could have happened. Went for the delayed launcher option from Ori. Has 3 bars. Oh, but Safe fell out of the combo, so wasn't really able to get any more off of that particular combo. Lots of the same idea. Projectiles hitting from the entire screen. Misses the first double down, but then gets hit by the EX edge. Commitment to the shield. A lot of commit to the shield from Safe. And then just gets hit with the low opener.
Yep. Safe blocked the 3C. He thought it was safe to actually do something afterward, but you can special cancel your 3C. And Safe is in a guess for game situation. Oh my god!
Backdash just kept...
Very nice.
Yeah, backdash kept Ori so safe. Oh my god, all of the air movement coming out of here. The launcher doesn't come out, and then we have the Moondrive activation and the side switch, the keeping safe, and gonna close it out. That was such an intense last 3 seconds.
Safe managing to pick the right option after shield. Most people would pick the wrong option and die there, but luck is on his side today, and he manages to live to see another round. So he's hopefully gonna close this out. He has a large life lead so far, but Ori has 3 bars. Might guard cancel heat this pressure. No, just eats a throw. Safe probably gonna make sure. There it is.
Oh yeah, that's a huge problem. If this doesn't kill Jurassic, Ori barely has any life to live with. That was a really nice loop in the corner as well. Oh, that was disgusting. Safe is going to be moving on to fight Scrot in Winners Finals.
And as you saw there, it was a pretty back and forth set between both Law players. I know people were just like, oh, you know, they're just going to stomp at each other, throw fireballs. It's all the same boring mess. When in reality, you have to make sure that your opponent doesn't have counterplay ready for, you know, essentially what your character can do. So It's important to make sure your air movement's not sloppy. You're not just throwing around projectiles for the sake of doing it. You have to make sure you can manage your Moondrive because if a clash happens full screen, you want to make sure you can counteract that. And then also having meter to heat because, you know, you don't want to worry about more pressure when you're down on life.
Yeah, I think what was really interesting about the end of that, or what in that last round that we had, was that Safe started grabbing Ori the exact same way that they'd been doing to Safe, and that did a lot. But let's check out this replay.
And that interaction there, it was kind of dangerous for Safe, especially, like right there. He had to read an Ori's offense there and just pressed 5C to stop her from air dashing like that. But then, oh my god, the next game, it was kind of scary for Ori here because the round start was kind of dicey, but she manages to get that throw ender because Safe tried to press another button. And also, I think it's with this same round here, I think she ends this with throw again. Yep, and you saw Safe flash red, meaning he was trying to press the button and he got thrown out of it. And that was a lot of the offense there that secured her so many rounds. But right here where Safe looked like he was about to get sent to losers, this interaction, yep, the Moondrive, the low shield, and then the B follow-up, because Ori was worried about getting hit by the BC follow-up after shield, so she had to shield right away, but it loses to the immediate B follow-up because it hits from behind.
It was so smart, and then this particular interaction here, using the meter so efficiently to make sure that, you know, you're not going to have to deal with the hard knockdown mix-up, what was going to happen on Wake Up, just keep Ori locked down, and Safe is going to move on. It was a really exciting mirror match. I enjoyed watching it a lot just because of how many different things the two of them were willing to throw at each other.
You could see their experience fighting. I'm pretty sure they've fought each other in bracket plenty of times before. Yeah. And also they fought against other VOD players of the same caliber. So it just goes to show that you have to have, even though you play this probably one of the strongest characters in the game, you still have to have the experience in how to fight them, even if it's a mirror match.
Definitely. And I mean, obviously they did, and that was a really great showcase, again, of what the character can do not only on its own, but against itself, which mirror matches are hard anyway, but what you can take away from that are a lot of different pieces of information, where to use your launchers, your knockdowns, where you can use your grabs, how you can jump and then challenge some of the floor double downs and things like that.
Hopefully, people have a better idea of how to fight Vov after, the next few tournaments, because I know there's a few more tournaments coming up, online and offline. So it's not one of those, if you fight a Vov in bracket, it's doomed for you. It's more like you should have a better idea of how to fight him since you see him so often, and ask questions, figure out what the counterplay to some of the situations are. But we'll see how it goes in the upcoming weeks, because once December hits, it'll be pretty much winter, and if we have another patch thanks to French bread, we'll see what happens after that.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to whatever characters are added, just because that always shakes up the way players, not only at the top level, but all the way down, play the game, because a new level of play and counterplay gets added. But then if there are balance patches implemented, then you have to figure out, okay, what can I do now that I couldn't do before? How does this affect everything that I used to do? And if we get that, the tournament season is back in full swing, every month of the year now. So after NEC, where these finals are going to be held, you've got a month and a half, and then there's Frosty Faustings, and then you've got a couple of months, and then there's another huge tournament, maybe even just a month. And that just is the offline portions of things. Everything comes up super fast now, so you have to be able to adjust and adapt really quickly based on how these patches are released.
Yes. So December is NEC. January, I'm not sure what's going on in January, but there'll be something that people can attend physically, or there might be a small online, maybe tournament qualifier series hosted by other people. February is Frosty Faustings, as you said. March is actually Evo Japan. Right. A lot of people are looking at the overseas competition to see what the first offline tournament for them looks like, because I know there was a couple of, actually I think it was just yesterday, there was a Korea tournament for Melty Blood, and that had a pretty sizable bracket, and actually had pretty good overseas competition. There was Korean and Japanese players there, and their playstyle is kind of getting to the point where you can see the similarities in how they use system mechanics to us, but then their gameplay structure is a little bit different, how they run offense, how they run defense. But hopefully within the coming months we can see more of the community show up to these events, either physically or just be online. We'll see bigger brackets, we'll see the turnout for the new characters hopefully, so it should be a pretty good time.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. And if you did miss that announcement for Evo Japan, Melty Blood got added, which is really exciting for the entire community. So we're looking forward to seeing what that does. And as a matter of fact, I did see a few members of the Japanese community who are here in chat, hanging out with us. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you everybody around the world who's here enjoying these East qualifiers with us today. We are now, so we've got the winner's half of this bracket filled out. We are now looking towards the loser's half, and we're having Kiri and Hyde going to be coming up next.
I know Kiri, they made it to third place at Evo this year. Third place?
Yes, third place. With this really incredible Noel that nobody expected.
Yes. A lot of tournaments that they enter, usually they make top 8 in some fashion. Also, if they're locals, they either win their locals or they get top 2, top 3. And honestly, a lot of people are not ready for how they play Noelle, how they structure pressure, how they view the game. Even though sometimes they will say that, Noelle sucks, my character has to work so hard. She does have to work hard in a couple of situations, because your buttons are kind of big, and you have to worry about whiffing them, and you have to worry about getting punished. But on the other hand, you have Hyde playing Roa, a character who is notoriously known for probably being one of the strongest characters in the game after the August patch. So a lot of people are worried that hey, this character is kind of out of hand. What do I do about his pressure? He just air dashes at me. He's always throwing lightning. I can't play the game. It is hard because he's particularly strong, but it does require knowledge of how he uses his block strings, where his lightning hits on the screen, when you're not allowed to throw projectiles from full screen, because he has a way of punishing your projectiles with 236C, cortical forward C with meter. But he's also very intensive on his mix-ups, because once he knocks you down with an air throw in mid screen, it can be kind of dangerous to try to reversal, because he has a lot of safe jumps. He has a lot of way to exploit your defensive options if you're just not thinking about how to use them. So hopefully this next match will be a good showcase of that matchup. And then after that, we have Omniscythe. Omniscythe being probably the highest placing powered CL in the States so far, because honestly, a lot of North America doesn't really understand how to fight the character. She is very strong. She does a lot of damage. She has 2 really strong normals in Jump C and 2C, and kind of 5C as well. They cover a lot of space on the screen. They require you to respect the interactions, but hopefully we can see Omni put on display for how powered CL is supposed to be played. The player at the bottom of Omniscythe, I heard a shorthand way to say their name, but I forgot it, so I don't want to make up a new name for them, because you want to respect player names.
Right.
But maybe we can get some confirmation after we come back from break, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be back in a few minutes. welcome back to the official Melty Blood Type Lumina tournament for the East Coast Qualifier. I am Fox, I'm joined here this evening with...
I'm Jadelyn, and we already have the first half of our winners bracket all lined up, and we're going to jump into the losers bracket. Now, before the break, we said that it was going to be Kiri versus Hyde, but we're actually going to highlight Omni Scythe versus Infinity first. We did get confirmation that this is Infinity. They registered with their PSN name. So what we can expect from this is Powered CL, which we've already highlighted, but Infinity loves to play Neko Arc online, and if it goes well, that's all we'll see. If not, probably switch to Saber.
I know a lot of people are excited that, like, yeah, Infinity, he's going to be the one to make Neko Arc viable in tournament, but sometimes he, you know, if he loses the first game with Neko Arc, he switches to Saber. He typically does play Neko Arc as like a character for net play, so that way he's not hindering his Saber timings for online versus offline, but he also likes the character. He actually does like Neko Arc. She's fun. She has a lot of interesting tools. However, she does have the lowest HP in the game, somewhere around 10,500 or just raw 10,000.
It's just raw 10,000.
Like 2.5 combos, that's it for her, but we'll see what Infinity can do. I think both players are ready and we can get into the game if they're good to go.
The last time that we got to see this, which was actually just last week, Infinity did play this. Every time we saw them, they lost round one with Neko Arc and immediately went to Saber. Now, even though both Omni and Infinity were in that particular bracket that I'm looking at, they did not face each other. So I'm interested to see how they fight each other, especially, you know, you have another week, you have time to, you know, figure out what you want to do and see the Neko Arc. And it looks like he's sitting there on the Neko Arc, so I am excited for all of the esports.
I know a lot of people are expecting Infinity has some sort of secret technology that makes her really strong, when honestly it's just trying to play as safe as possible, making smart calls to make sure you can summon some more Neko Arcs, get the good gacha luck so that way you can get good items. But we'll see if Omni has an idea of like how to negate a lot of that going into this match.
Yeah, the one thing that we did see a lot from Infinity the last time we saw the Neko Arc was how willing they are to use the C version of the gacha throw so that they can just get as much stuff on the screen as they physically can.
Looks like I can't tell if this is a connection test or yeah. Infinity's just trying to stay away from Omni.
Omni just waiting patiently.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a connection test because maybe their connection's not that great, but it does happen sometimes. You'll connect to a person and after, you know, like a few seconds, the connection might jitter every now and then, but usually it's supposed to peter out and it'll be okay, but we'll see if both players can get back into the lobby and get going.
Yeah, it does say that they need to start over, so they will be doing that and connecting again shortly. But now you know at least what we can expect. We've got the Neko Arc, the Powered CL, exactly what we thought we'd be going into. And again, if the Neko Arc doesn't go well for Infinity, we'll get Saber, which Infinity plays incredibly well. So, I mean, I'm not saying they don't play Neko Arc well, but there's a lot less randomness involved with Saber.
Yeah, Saber's strengths come from the fact that her charge jump C hits from both sides. She actually has a fairly fast Rekka. She got some changes to her Rekka where she can feint the second and third parts. She can go overhead. Her damage output is above average in a lot of instances. But it looks like hopefully they've got their connections sorted out, and we'll see if we can get some Neko Arc action on the screen.
I'm excited. Just do lasers into EX lasers. It's a great combo. It's fantastic. All right, so looks good so far. All right, the movement definitely looks a lot cleaner, so they're just checking it out, and let's see. Ooh.
Looking kind of dicey there again. Yep, I can see. Unfortunately, I can see some more of the hiccups on the screen, because normally if you see pauses like that, it could be a spectator bug, but if it happens too frequently, it turns out it is on one of the players, even though you can't control how good your connection is on some days, because it can happen on either a lot of tournaments usually happen later at night or later in the day, so you get more people on your connection. Obviously, sometimes depending on the people in your household or next to you, your connection, your bandwidth might, suddenly drop every now and then.
Right. We are working this out in chat, figuring out how we can get this to work. We're very fortunate to have the people here at Eliphant hosting this. They are very, very far away from us, so sometimes this can happen. So no worries. Okay, we're gonna set up a new host, it looks like. So excellent. Luckily, we do have a nice place where everybody can convene and get all of this worked out. So thank you for dealing with this, or like hanging out with us.
Yes.
They're dealing with it. We're hanging out. That's all we have to do. But thanks again for joining us for the final qualifier of this. I wanted to go back to, I know we're like waiting for Omni Siphon for Infinity, but I wanted to go back briefly to Kiri and Hyde, because you were talking about knowing about Roa and all the things that he does. And last week, Kiri didn't play Noelle in tournament. They played Roa. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about, that knowledge that they've gained coming into this, having played the character successfully, really successfully, in the previous tournament that we had last week, and how or 2 weeks ago now, I guess, and then how they can take that knowledge and apply it against a really, really good Roa player.
Yes, so because Kiri, they've been playing Noelle for so long, they would know most of the matchups in the game, because at a certain level you will have to have played against a lot of the characters, and then sometimes if you see a repeat character more often than not, like let's say Roa, you'll have a much more expansive knowledge of how to fight them, what they do. And then sometimes if you're just like, you know what, let me play Roa to see if I can get a different perspective on how to play the game. Like, Roa and Noelle aren't the same characters, but when you play Roa, maybe you have a better idea of what to do for offense. Like, you'll air dash a little bit more, you'll be a little bit more aggressive with your projectiles, you'll be more aggressive with reversals, things of that nature. But playing Roa is a little bit easier because you can snipe a lot of options your opponent likes to do when they're further away from you on the screen. They think they're safer, but Roa actually has ways to make it so that he either gets in instantly or can constantly contest your space from like half screen.
So in this matchup, Kiri, if they do decide to play Roa into it, if they want to do the mirror, which I would be debating whether or not that's something I want to do, but it's totally up to Kiri. But do you think that nope, we think later, we go play now. It looks like everything is set back up. We will hold our breath and we will let you know.
All right, so third time's the charm, question mark?
We're on the Neko Arc stage. It's got to be good.
We'll see if the stage has anything to do with it. It's looking like it might still be an issue. Yeah, it's still looking kind of slow, even though they have managed to keep trying to fix it. They might have to just play on training stage. That might help as well. So I do know that some stages have too much effects on them, especially on PS4. So you would have to like play on training stage, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it happens. Let's double check. Okay. Yeah. So I guess back to the question. What do you think that Kiri has learned from playing Roa and the adjustments that they can make coming into that matchup?
The best options that Kiri now understands that Roa can do is Roa air dash pressure is really low to the ground. So if you have a button that can hit him air dashing while you're crouching, you're in a good spot. So like, let's say you're playing Shikitono. Shikitono's 2B actually anti-airs Roa's air dash pretty cleanly, like almost 100% of the time. So if you have a button similar to that where it hits high off the ground and it tags people for low air dashes, you can contest Roa trying to air dash at you, maybe trade, win that situation, get it confirmed. Or you could be a little bit more aggressive with your jump-ins, because Roa players like to throw lightning needles to contest your jumps. If you delay your jump, maybe you can catch them hesitating. But Kiri should have a good idea about how to fight Hyde, because once again, they're in the same region, so they would see each other pretty often at the same events, online or offline, depending on which one of them goes and how often they feel like playing that day.
Yeah, I think those are all really, really good points. It's really exciting to see and like figure out what everybody, how you adjust. And it's really cool to see players at this level, how they decide, like how they choose to learn more about the game. Because some people will just stick to one character and figure out those matchups specifically. But I like that you were talking about how different Roa is from Noelle and what you can learn from that character and how you bring that knowledge and how it changes, like you said, like how fast you can be, how offensive you can be, how much more aggressive you can be in certain situations, whereas you can't do that with other certain characters. So it gives you a new perspective and like a fresh light on those situations.
Yes. Sometimes people think that it's necessary to play multiple characters to be really strong at a fighting game, when that's not necessarily true. You could just play one character, but you could understand all the interactions versus the rest of the cast. So if you're really fluent in your character's specific moveset, what their game plan is supposed to be, you can usually figure out, okay, this matchup gives me a lot of problems. So what do I do to contest that? What do I do to make sure I give myself an easier time fighting this character? And it does require more work, because depending on the amount of characters in the game, you could either be fighting 12 characters or you're fighting 35 characters.
Right, that's true. All right, it looks like we're getting ready to get back into the game. We're just double checking a couple of things. And hopefully we'll be good. Thank you again for just hanging out with us. We appreciate your patience. While, this game does have rollback netcode, there can still be hiccups. Like you said, how many people are using the internet? Is somebody like me, streaming, but also have the entire stream up and have other people in the house also using the internet, which could definitely affect the way that you're playing could be. But thank you again. It's really awesome for you guys to be here. And I love seeing how many familiar names just like keep popping up in the chat. And you're all very silly people and it makes me happy.
I'm glad that there's good community support for the game. I know a lot of people were not too fond of the early stages of the game, like since the first release of the game in September. People were kind of finicky about shield strength. Some character strength was too vast. A lot of characters felt like they weren't completed. But then, over the course of several months, there was a lot of small patches to say, okay, we will give these characters quality of life buffs. There have been next to no nerfs in terms of character strength. It's mostly like bug fixes, making sure characters have moves that work properly. And then later on, there was like one or two small nerfs to characters, but it wasn't enough to completely make the character unplayable. It was more of to bring the characters in line with the rest of the cast, even though a lot of people say Valve got buffed in those changes. Sometimes these things happen. You can't win them all. Sometimes characters are just too strong, but you have to figure out what to do in the end.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the August patch was so significant that I would be curious to see what would happen with another, like, if a patch of that size came out, I would be really surprised. So I would be really interested to see with like what smaller changes might do. I mean, one of the really significant things that happened in the August patch was shield changes.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people were much happier with the way shield interacts now. You definitely don't have the sameness that used to be there. And because of the way that, one of the things is it used to be a set number of moon icons that were taken away, like during a successful shield or not successful. Now, you can't just hold shield because it drains your moon, and that really changed the way a lot of people decided to commit to a held shield, and it can be much more easily punished now.
Yeah, and then the other changes with shield interactions when options are picked. So sometimes when you do A launcher in a clash with BC, now the person who launches with A can actually jump. They're not stuck. They're not, the game doesn't force you to just recover normally, there was a decision made to make it so that, oh hey, if there's a clash involved with BC, the person with the A launcher should be able to move afterwards, so you can jump now. And also now the B follow-up is not as punishable as it was before if it just whiffs. However, it does require you to be at a certain height before you're allowed to double jump or air dash or press a button again. Moondrive being, you can throw it now on wake up or whenever someone activates it. If your throw overlaps with the activation of Moondrive, they don't get the pause. You just, their gauge turns red, they flash white really quickly, but they get thrown, and then they're back in the same situation of, okay, what do I have to do on wake up because I lost my pause button. My pause button's no longer there. I'm in Moondrive, but now it's harder to commit to an action because I can't see anything happening. I have to actually guess.
Right. Yeah, I really liked I liked the changes that were implemented, and especially a lot of the universal changes that just every character had to deal with. And yeah, they did some of them favored characters more heavily, but it was nice to see that there were a lot of, positive things that came out of it. And it really did invigorate a lot of the player base. We had a ton more tournaments come out of it, not just in the US, but in particularly in the EU region. Both you and I have had the chance to work with some of their tournaments now, because they just had this huge uptick in people who wanted to play Melty because of the way the patch reinvigorated the player base, which I think is great. And there have been a lot of really great changes, and not just across the players here, but in the entire global community, how people have adjusted and really looked at different regions to see how they're playing through this new patch.
I know a lot of people are wondering what it's like for Japan, because there are a lot of Japanese tournaments. Some of them are online, but they have a good variety of them being offline. They're of the smaller variety. But I know Uncle Aki, he's responsible for running a few of the exhibitions as well, along with Korean Wrestling Man. He also helps put together a lot of the brackets for Korea as well, tries to get a lot of exhibitions with the Korean players and the Japanese players. But right now, we're going to see Kiri versus Hyde. Okay, looks like they got everything set up.
Yep, we will just double check and make sure that everything is good. But yeah, it looks like Kiri is going to go with the Noelle, which is what I would expect. I know that they just recently picked up Roa, but things look good, so let's get into it.
Ooh, all right. Oh, okay. Throw whiffs, throw back from Kiri. Shield, punish. Very good reactions from Kiri. Oh, drop stick confirmed, but it's okay. It's a reset. Gets a 5A. Might spend meter. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. And then the jump in, the heat was blocked or was shielded, so this is just another huge opportunity for Kiri. Gonna get this carry all the way into the corner and keep it going, get the hard knockdown, do it again, spends the meter, has to just back up, throws a key, and then challenges the throw, but this is now an opportunity for Hyde.
Yes, after you tech a throw, you are +3, which means if your throw was tech, you are -3, which means you better make sure your button's fast enough to stop me from pressing buttons, which Kiri wasn't correct. Hyde might spend meter here, yup. Alright, so I don't think the next combo kills, but Kiri does have to be careful on defense.
Okay, stands. Ooh, lots of really good blocking coming out of Kiri. And then went for the DP, but the moon drive activations kept it safe for Hyde and was able to react to it appropriately and lives on a slither of health.
Yeah, Hyde tried to actually get the meter for that block string, but decided to use moon drive at the very last second and caught Kiri trying to do a reversal, and it got shielded. So now Hyde doesn't have any moon drive, but still has meter to, take his turn back. Ooh, nice 5v contest from Kiri. Should be a good grip of damage and maybe a left-right setup in the corner. Here we go.
Ooh. All right, shielded and then went for a really delayed counter from Hyde. Kiri managed to block a lot of it, but now this is Hyde's turn again. Goes the slide under, carries back to the corner, and then just ends it with the throw afterwards to just secure this corner position. The shield with the B counter. Oh, I thought Hyde had that, but didn't, and then caught with the keys.
Should be the end of the round. Yes, very nice. Good confirm from Kiri, especially making sure they threw the EX black key to get the confirm after. All right, tied up in rounds. Hyde decides to moon drive upon throwing that Lightning Needle gets a big confirm. Throw back into the corner. Hey, all right, meaty throw. All right, good staggers. Hey, shields the moon scale, gets a free punish. Hyde was trying to be cheeky there and get some plus range, but doesn't get anything off of it. Ooh, clean guard cancel heat. Oh, gets sniped though.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Another swipe again. Kiri has a lot of meter if she's able to recover this. And then that time the DP did work. It went into the key again, getting this corner position. The high-low comes out. You're going to get a launcher, hard knockdown, and then just block to see the incoming. Was able to avoid everything coming off of that heat, or the Moondrive activation, excuse me, and then goes in for these lows. It's something she's really good at, is these lows coming through, and able to challenge it. Held shield for a really long time. Not enough damage, though.
Alright, Hyde has no more meter, but one confirm. Oh, just kidding. Kiri drops their confirm though. They have 4 bars as a guard cancel blood heat, and Hyde throws a move into... you know what? Well, we're due for one of these, I guess.
Yep. Delightful.
6,800 damage from full stocked blood heat. So, in that situation, when a blood heat occurs, you're more than likely willing to give up your space on the screen, because if you throw anything into the opponent's shield, you just, you get hit with however much damage is left in the blood heat gauge. So Hyde thought that Kiri was not going to shield, so that's why they decided to throw out that lightning. But now they're down 1 game due to their overconfidence, but they make sure it doesn't affect them. They keep their same offense up, and they get a clean hit once again.
Oh my goodness. Hyde does seem to have recovered really well from that, but also 6.8k damage just happened, and that was crazy. This is so much damage coming out of Hyde. He's got 3 bars. He could close this out with an arc drive in return. It should be enough. Yeah, just barely.
Yeah, it's kind of close.
It's no 6.8k, but 4.7 will do.
The other thing to remember is when you're in regular heat, you have a 1.1 offense modifier, and then in blood heat, you have a 1.2 offense modifier. So you have to be careful when people are in heat. They do hurt a little bit more when they hit you. So usually when they're trying to get their life back, they also try to increase their offense. But Kiri's like, enough of all that. I'm going to get my mix-up. Oi, and Hyde does not block the right leg. Gets hit with the 5A on the other side. Spin meter again. Probably going to go for the same mix-up. Let's see what happens.
Ooh, just waited for the shield and then just open it up with a kick. That was really good patience coming out of Kiri. Probably going to close this out, yet had the meter to do it. The amount of damage that Kiri is able to pull out with Noelle is ridiculous.
They are very well versed at their character. They were probably one of the few people playing Noelle even during the old patches when the system changes weren't in place, but they seem to have a good handle on getting confirms just like that. This will be a lot of damage if it doesn't drop.
Yeah, and that was really good Moondrive activation to keep safe, but Hyde now has the advantage here, working with 4 bars of Magic Circuit and working like they are the fastest Roa on the face of the planet. Holy moly, that was so much damage and so quickly, but now Kiri gone back to blocking. Waiting in the corner. She almost hit a button there, but now comes out of this, gets the slam afterwards. Moondrive activation is going to be out for both of them here shortly. Throws the key, and then that was the EX key, and then punishes the heat activation from Hyde really effectively. Oh, even though it dropped it, picked that combo right back up, and that's going to do it. Kiri moves on.
That last setup there from Kiri, because Noelle key moves her back quite a bit. If you do the first key and then you do EX key, you actually move further back because she takes a step back upon throwing the first key. Doing the EX key then moves you further back. So that actually is a bait on a lot of reversals, including heat. It makes sure that, hey, if I know you're gonna do some sort of reversal on wake up, I can kind of snipe it out with something. I don't have to worry about getting hit with DP wake up buttons. It catches your backdash. Moondrive isn't as safe because you see the key coming at you when you Moondrive, but you still have to worry about it. So it's a really strong option that Noelle has to make sure that, like, hey, you have to respect this or you're gonna get blown up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it wasn't respected. It was really, really great to see Hyde here. So Hyde is going to be the first person to fall out of the bracket in this tournament in 7th, and Kiri will be moving on from there. And I believe so. That means Kiri is going to fight another Roa in Trippy.
Yes.
Interesting how Kiri. So I got to talk about this last time that we had Kiri on stream, which was 2 weeks ago. But I was hanging out in her stream watching her play. And was like, and that was when she was playing Roa, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I just picked up this character, blah 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 blah." And it's funny that this character that she just started playing is the matches that she's all seeing today.
Yes, a lot of people don't really. It's weird because a lot of people don't experience a certain amount of characters in this game. So even though this game has almost 20 characters now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of people don't see characters like Tono that often. They don't see. Saber, no, people see Saber pretty often. Akia, they don't see Akia pretty often. I feel like I think out of all the characters, people really don't play Akia that much, which is strange considering her strength. And then, whenever people see Akia, they're like, what am I supposed to do about this character that puts a ring on the screen that I can shield, but I can't walk? But honestly, character variety in this game is pretty high to some extent. But it can be kind of difficult to find matchups that you're not familiar with, unless you find like a character specialist.
Right. And we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. So refill your drinks, get your snacks. I see there's a bunch of chips in chat. Get your chips. And we will be right back with some more Melty Blood from the East Qualifier right after this.
逆立つ黒い波満たされない渇き虚しく空を切る爪が厚くて触れられない摂理心を奪われて罪を隠す鎖も壊された今はもう眠りに落ちてなお災難の夢にバラの香り漂った呼吸さえ途絶えて記憶が溶けてゆく君は誰飢えた獣たちが奈落の底を泳ぐうずく傷口また抑えられない衝動引き裂いた純潔を幕を下ろすようにフィナーレもつなげた点と線さらなる臨界へ静かに血を流す伝う指先耐えられない真偽心を失った罪の証万世終わらない罰をCome to me 今その果てしない夜をCome to me bloody hollow止めとない涙Come to me is a shadow果てしない闇をCome to me bloody rush 暴かれた悲劇
Hello and welcome back once again to the official United States East Coast Multiple Type Lumina qualifier. I'm Fox. I'm joined here this evening with...
I'm Jadelyn, and we are working on getting the last match of our losers part of the bracket getting ready to play. Thank you again for being patient with us. We really appreciate it. But as a reminder, in case you were here at the beginning and you're like, what's happened so far? Scrot 2-0'd Trippy for the Nakoma versus Roa matchup. Safe 2-1 to Jurassic Ori in the Vlav mirror match. And we just saw Kiri on Noel versus Hyde's Roa in a 2-0. So there you can see the bracket as it stands right now. And we're just waiting for the winner of Omniscythe versus Infinity to face off in another Vlav match with Jurassic Ori.
It looks like they're just going into it right now. Okay, wow, they're just not waiting, I guess.
Nope, no wait, only go.
Yeah, they're tired of all these connection issues. They're like, all right, you know what? I got it solved. I made sure no one else around me within a 5-block radius was playing. I'm going to make sure I try to win this tournament. So,
right.
Infinity also is just playing Saber from the get-go. No Neko.
Yeah, so what happened is Omniscythe is up 1 and took a game against the Neko Arc, which happened off stream. So we are now into it, and we are getting this powered CL matchup. And again, Omniscythe, easily one of the best powered CLs in the States, and showing off why she's such a good character.
Oh, dash up 3B doesn't get a confirm. Infinity probably tried to do 3C there, but got 2C instead, so he doesn't get the anti-air launcher. Omni drops his confirm, gives Infinity a chance. Infinity's probably trying to wait for a point to get a clean hit to get his life back. Low shield BC. All right, Omni just flying around. Oh, good shield. Nice run under. Omni tries to backdash, gets hit with the EX Geyser. Let's see if Infinity decides to heat. No, just gonna try to run the whole mix up all the way back. All right, safe jump to coming. Omni respects.
Okay. And now with the wake up with the invincible EX reversal, ends up taking that round. So now Omniscythe 1 away. Oh, they were just like walking at each other. The shield just kept holding, really delayed counter, got nothing out of it. So now Infinity gets reversaled with a good punishment. And that's the first significant portion of damage that we've seen in this round so far. Shields in the air, and then was able to punish as well. Great awareness from Omniscythe.
Yes, Infinity probably thought that he could get away with trying to do that BC and not wait for follow-up. Decides to moon drive on wake up, tries to go through the jump C. Okay, he gets away from the 5C from Omni. Doesn't get his whole confirm, but he does have 5 bars. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, wow.
From the auto combo was very clutch for Infinity there.
Yes, incredibly clutch. Gets the hard knockdown and then shields with a B counter. It gets it out of the corner for Omniscythe, which is nice. That backdash caught and then grabbed. Backdashing was something that got Omniscythe in a lot of trouble the last time that we saw them. Even though they won the last tournament I saw them in, they got caught backdashing a lot. We are going to get the full arc drive here. I believe Infinity will live. Yes, lives with a little bit. Does have some good amount of recoverable health, but not if you run up and then moon drive and die.
Yeah, Infinity, unfortunately, there thought DP backdash was the correct answer there, but Omniscythe had a hard read and did the ADP and got the EX follow-up afterwards. So because they played off stream and Infinity lost the first game with Neko Arc, that meant that Omni was already up 1-0, and because Omni won that last game we just saw, Omni advances 2-0, and Infinity is out of the bracket.
Yeah, unfortunate, but we will, again, as a reminder, be seeing all of these players again at the finals in December that will be taking place at NEC in the second weekend of December. All 24 people who have qualified from each region will be playing again in what I'm sure is going to be a very exciting bracket, but we will get to talk about that a lot more later. We next are going to be having Trippin and Kiri coming up. So we're going to keep running through the loser side of this as we get into the losers quarters, so that then Scrot and Safe will be able to play and we'll be able to fill out the bracket appropriately.
Mm-hmm. So what we should see in this matchup is that Trippy's playstyle, if it is Trippy versus Kiri, should be a little bit different from Hyde's. A lot of people are used to Hyde being a very fast player, making split-second decisions. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't even know what he's doing, but Hyde will sometimes have a right response right after making a decision that can be seen as less than reasonable, but then it just works out for them because they have the wherewithal to say, you know what, I did this, I just know where to go from there. I know my next 8 steps ahead of you. I don't have to worry about what you're trying to do. I'm just going to do what I want to do. But Trippy's playstyle is I'm not going to say super composed, but it is more of the, I'm going to make sure I can lock you down safely. I will make sure I can have the resources available to DP if I need to get out of pressure, spend meter to snipe you from full screen if I have to, and so on. But Kiri, I'm pretty sure, is used to seeing Trippy online. Trippy is also another one of the players that plays on net play tournaments or just scours the ranks for player matches. But hopefully they have a good idea of how to fight Trippy.
Yeah, it's interesting when you have people who play the same character within a top 8 because you get to really pick apart the differences, not in a negative way, but pick apart the differences in how each character or each player plays that character. And I really like that you highlighted, Fox, that Trippy doesn't, like, the combos were less composed. It definitely seems to be more of a free-form composition while making sure that that meter is there, that they are able to capitalize in specific situations. But it definitely just seems to have almost this, like, free-form jazz kind of thing where they were able to really make it up as they go and adapt freely to the pressure. Now, what I'm going to find really interesting is because Scrott's Coma, as we've said before, is extremely aggressive and just doesn't let you play, whereas Kiri's tempo for the entire game with the Noelle is a lot slower. It was something that has been highlighted in multiple tournaments that Kiri has played in, that the number of times she'll time out her opponent just because it's much more wait and see, capitalize on the mistake, take your time, and how Trippy is going to react to that I would find very interesting.
Yeah, the way Kiri plays is a lot safer, a lot less trying to interact with the opponents, like scramble situations, because it can be kind of hard to assume that you're going to be right when something like you drop a combo, you try to run back in and take your turn again. But if your opponent's willing to just perform some sort of reversal you're not ready for, or the situation becomes really sloppy, then you kind of second guess what option you want to do. Your immediate instinct reaction might get held back by logic saying, you know what, I don't want to do this because I'm not sure, but then it turns out that you should have done it anyway. But because of all the commotion going on the screen, you're not as confident as you once were, like, 5 seconds ago. But Kiri is one of those players who understands that, hey, sometimes I have to take a risk and it's fine, and other times, you know what, I don't have to engage. I will have I'll have the scramble happen, but I'll just, be on the other side of the screen, maintain my life lead, maintain resources, make sure that if anything happens, I'm not all of a sudden down in life and down in meter.
Yeah, that is a really good thing to point out. Like, Kiri's playstyle lets her opponent hang themselves. Because sometimes that sort of patience, that calculated patience, that non-aggression can be really stressful on the other side of the screen, and you start doing that whole I thought you thought that I thought thing, and you end up playing a game that's not actually happening on the screen. You start reacting to things that were never there because the headcanon of what's going on is totally different than what's actually occurring. So it's hard to stay in that moment and react appropriately when nothing is happening, when your opponent is so patient and so willing to let you push a button and make a mistake.
Right, because the biggest thing in this game is maintaining a life lead is so strong, because if it's a life lead that requires you to get in and get a hit, but your opponent's already made it very clear that approaching from certain parts of the screen is hard, then maybe you try to force a lot of situations you don't normally force. You're just like, well, I need to get in now to try to win, so I'm just going to do this. But then not having forethought behind what you're doing usually gets countered, and now you're just in a deeper hole of, okay, that didn't work, so what am I supposed to do now? So you get this feeling of hopelessness, like, well, nothing's working, so maybe I should just run in and see what happens, and if I lose, I'll go to the next round if there is one available. But
right.
It does require discipline. It does require you to understand, okay, I have to have conscious thought about what I'm doing on each each sequence. Like, okay, am I gonna run up and throw? Am I gonna try to break the throw? If I whiff the throw, what happens? If they try to throw me and I bait it, what do I do? Things like that. There's a lot of small micro interactions that happen in the match that pile up really quickly without you understanding.
Yeah, and it's almost like a really zen activity to be very much in the moment of the game, because that's where all of that, practice stage, training room, training stage stuff comes in, that has to become secondary, and then you're just solely focused on what's happening. Speaking of solely focused on what's happening, I believe we are finally getting into this match. Thank you again for your patience. So Kiri versus Trippin coming in, and Trippin coming in with a Mario.
Oh, okay, all right. So this is the character I know Trippin for, playing Mario. I've not played them a while ago. They have in my opinion, they have the best understanding of Mario next to another player whose name I'm forgetting, but their space control with the sword nun and making sure they get really scary left-right mix-ups, it's overwhelming sometimes, because Mario is a character who has the ability to stop air movement with his web sling. Because if you don't block immediately in the air, web sling does catch you. He does get a confirm off of it. All right, charge Charcoons, left, right. Oh my goodness, I did not block him.
No, the fact that Kiri did block that was really impressive. And then you got the fatal counter double in the air. They both moondrived. Everybody's using the same brain cell in this match. And then, like you said, the way that Mario is able to do so much in the air is great, but Kiri wasn't afraid in that moment, challenges it, and now puts Trippy into the corner, gets the throw into the stomp, has 3 bars to work with as well, and running out of the moondrive. Meanwhile, Trippy is building their moon gauge back up.
Trippy doing a good job on defense. Throws in this game are near unreactable, and at that one moment where you try to mash, the Noelle player decides, I'm going to do the move that hops over your 2A.
Yeah, I love the thing that I really like about Mario as a character is that he can set up some really nasty sandwich situations and also can hide some of Mario's own movements behind it. Just like that, was able to do this high-low sandwich that Kiri just had to guess and unfortunately guessed wrong. Unfortunately, though, never mind, I lied. Trippy is still definitely in control. Sometimes it looks like Mario loses control and does not in that situation. Gets the jump back, moondrive activation comes out of both players. And now the approach from Trippy pushing all the way into this corner. We do the B counter on the arc drive. That's going to be a lot of wasted meter for Trippy.
That might have been an input error, but as long as Trippy doesn't lose the match off of that, very nice. Gets a 5A anti-air. Clean, almost clean round. Outside of, spending 3 meter haphazardly. It could have been an input error, but shake it off, get back into it. Oof, the Sword Nun getting a trade, and because the Sword Nun hits multiple times, it paid off for Trippy. The follow-up gets shielded. Immediate 5A to keep your turn. So right now, Kitty's stuck in the corner. Ooh, all right, that's the invincible reversal into the EX key to keep your turn. Oh,
yeah, just the lows coming out of Trippy to take their turn back. This is such a back and forth already. And then the EX follow-up, keep the corner pressure. The axe comes in with the overhead. Kiri wasn't ready, is going to take a ton of damage from this. Probably, yeah, you're not going to recover from this. This arc drive comes out and you're going to get hit with your own Noelle. There's multiple Noelles.
Yeah, it's too many. It's a time paradox. What's going on here? But in that last interaction, it looked like Kiri tried to throw right when the last Charcum came down. So the Charcum is something that you have to worry about because if you block it, there's a lot of blocks that involved. So blocking the Charcum means you actually have to block another mix-up or block another 2 mix-ups. And if it hits, Mario actually gets enough time to run all the way up from full screen to confirm it can get hit.
That's terrifying information. Good to know, though. Yeah, so even though they're just trading blows here, Trippy came out on top, was able to get the first big opening. Going to get the hard knockdown into the corner, wake up, just overhead with just Mario, got one little kick out of it. That nun that punches comes out of nowhere, but Kiri was ready for it this time, does get the punishment, and going to get some good damage out of this. Does spend 1 bar to keep it going as well. Ooh, backdash and then challenges the low shield commitment.
Yeah, you have to be careful when you decide to commit to a shield, especially if the opponent has not thrown out a button yet, because if they see your shield, they can figure out which direction to punish properly. This is not going to kill. So Trippy gets one more shot, but you have to be careful about throw. Trying to bait heat. Double overhead. Good pressure. Oh my god, Trippy just jumps out cleanly. Trying to reset pressure. A lot of respect from Kiri. Charge Charkham coming in. Two axes. Good block.
Oh wow. What a challenge with that grab too. So the Chakram Knight Chakram Nun that you had highlighted came out, was able to be blocked, and then just challenged it with the throw. That was a very long anticipated throw.
Yes, it felt like Trippy was trying to bait that, but didn't get it. Ooh, I love that setup because it makes it so that Mario's on the other side, but he actually pulls back after doing a charge Charkham. EX Web Sling gets shielded. Good awareness from Kitty. Double overhead. They get their turn back, but Trippy just holding up on every instance of no blocking there.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, the Chakram. Yeah. Coming. I mean, that came from downtown. Like that was from another part of this city. Kiri comes in. Ooh! Recovery after that overhead, and then goes into the throw. Kiri's got like one or two more chances here, but Trippy's got another solid chance and is building up a ton of magic circuit underneath. Oh, they just stared at each other. I hate it.
Oh, all right. Another throw from Kitty. Trying to bait out a heat, trying to bait out a whistle. Doesn't get a confirm off the 5C. Charge to C, low shield BC. Launcher doesn't hit the BC. Trippy tries to do Moonskill Web Sling, EX Nun. Oh, I feel like that's another, that might be another input error with BC. Charge Goomba Stomp gets the confirm off of the whiff throw.
Oh, now that we've seen it twice in a way that like it definitely shouldn't have happened, that's a really good call out to make. But caught with the black key coming in on the diagonal there, and then the throw. Kiri dealing with 4 counts of magic circuit, another throw. This was something she did at Evo and threw somebody 4 times in a row. So can we get that again? No, we're just gonna go ahead and get into this combo. Tons of magic circuit to deal with. We did the Moondrive activation as well, so you're getting a little bit more damage out of this combo.
This combo is not going to kill, even though they spent 4 meter there on the Moondrive. Good awareness, but the combo does start to scale a little bit towards the end, so you would have to have Mario at a lower life. Trippy with the fuzzy mash there, but unfortunately gets hit by 2C during that scramble, and Kiri ties it up 1-1.
Oh boy, that is intense. The way that Kiri is so willing to change up the tempo just by running up throwing and then doing it again because nobody expects it is always funny to me, and it's always funny to me how effective it is. So now we're 1-1 coming into this clean slate, but really great round starter out of Trippy getting that corner position. But just like that with the little 2A challenge, Kiri gonna get out of there.
It looked like Trippy dropped their setup. I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be a combo or the polearm nun was supposed to go the wrong way, but maybe that'll be something we see later in the set. Alright, doesn't get hit by the EX Black Key. Trying to keep Noelle pinned down with the nuns for full screen. Being saved. Gets tagged by the Black Key. And then, yes, Sword Nun is very fast, so if you're right next to her, she does just come out right away and tries to trade with anything that you try to do. Trippy gets hit by 2A, full confirm from Kitty. They might just spend the 1 bar. Yep, they do.
They're going to build that bar up really fast. It wasn't a particularly risky spend, and then just gets hit with the overhead and slam. So that's going to put Kiri up 1 in this, 1 away from moving on to the next part of this bracket. But one adjustment I really like from Kiri is that she challenged a lot of what Trippy was putting into the air, especially with the diagonal throw black keys. So now getting into the Chakram, able to block those, I am really impressed with that. But lots of blocking, side switch, sandwich situation, and they both kind of got a little bit of a counter hit. There's a lot of movement going on for not a lot of damage.
You can see Trippy making sure that he doesn't interact with Noelle's normals at all, while still making sure the nuns get some sort of pressure, even if it's not a clean hit. Alright, gonna get a safe jump. Throw attack, Kiri's plus there. So now good respect. High shield. Back to mid screen, but gets hit with black key. Throw. Nope, holding up.
Oh wow, what the invincible reversal challenge. It was such an immediate decision too. Getting this air combo into the launcher and then just dashes up instantly. But now Trippy gets another opportunity, and with 4 bars, this could actually be huge. Oh no, are you dead?
Okay. All right, that was kind of close. I wasn't sure if that last Sword Nun EX would hit, but now we are tied up. Last round for both players. Trippy looking a lot better so far, getting a lot more of the confirms. The defense on point, making sure Kiri can't just fly him for free. Yep. EX Web Sling doesn't get a whole confirm, you just get the knockdown, is very important. Oh boy.
Ooh, that was really good blocking. I'm so afraid of those chakrams for Kiri, and Kiri's doing such a great job challenging. Gonna go into the Moondrive activation here like they have previously. Nope, just gonna go ahead and get the launcher, get the damage, take it. And then even though there was a challenge out of Trippy for the air, was able to still challenge from Kiri. Pushed all the way to the corner. Oh, you gotta recover, that's real bad. And then just the run under to get out.
So now Trippy is going to try to make sure that it's still their turn. Oh, Moondrive back from Kiri, trying to see what's going on. BC back, managed to keep her turn. Oh, all right. Guess the guard cancel heat starting to get some life back. We have to be careful. Doesn't punish the whiff black key. All right, throw back in the corner. Charge Charcum. Oh, but wake up flash kick. It does not interact with the Charcum nun because you have to hit the nun to get rid of the projectiles.
Oh, but Kiri still comes out on top, even though that was such a good challenge out of Trippy. Trippy with 1 bar has basically got 1 interaction left. And Moondrive for Moondrive just to keep each other safe, see what's going on. And then once again, the EX or the regular web sling to keep the airspace all theirs. Oh god, they're both at the exact same. There's 19 seconds left. This is really intense.
Ooh, all right, good block from Kiri, doesn't get hit by web sling. Ooh, all right. Punch none, actually punching the black key away, very clutch. Oh, gets hit by the accident. Wait, time.
4,
Kiri needs the heat
3.
soon. Oh,
no! Oh, there it is! There it is!
It whiffed. All right, so now there's enough time left on the clock for Kiri as long as they have heat left. Gets thrown. I think Trippy can just...
Oh, no, you did not. Oh, you did. No, that's it!
And Kiri tried to assume that Trippy would keep them blocking with some sort of... like maybe nun call or something, but Trippy with the foresight to just hold back, not get hit by the arc drive, and just gets a proper punish and wins by time over. Very, very good from Trippy, honestly.
It was such great awareness from Trippy to keep your head in that situation, because before Kiri activated the heat, it was almost dead even. Activated the heat, had a huge life advantage. They're playing, they're scrambling, because once that heat was over, you had a second to make a decision, to make anything happen. And Trippy took advantage of that, was able to keep a cool, calm head, and is gonna move on.
Sometimes people don't realize it, but when you heat, you do stop the clock for as much magic circuit you had when you activated heat. So because Kiri decided to activate heat there, she needed enough life to, enough gray health to regain, so that way she could probably dump some meter safely and then get the clock moving again. But Trippy realized that, was like, hey, if I keep you blocking and you get hit by my mix-up, you just might lose anyway because you've given me an extra like 3 or 4 seconds. So Trippy realizing that was just like, okay, I'm gonna go in, get a throw, and then all of a sudden it became that Kiri needs to now do something on Wake Up, because if she can't do enough chip on Trippy, Trippy just wins. And that's why she decided to do Wake Up Arc Drive, hoping that Trippy either presses like a 5A or tries to throw, but Trippy's like, what if I just walk back and block? And they were rewarded for their patience, and they won the set.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we make fun of it, the blocking is an option. You can legitimately hold back and down back, and it can work out really well. And because of Trippy's patience and their willingness just to walk backwards and block, it kept them their tournament life.
And as you can see, Trippy did pretty well in game 1, even though there was a couple of mishaps in the first 2 rounds there. But game 2, Kiri made sure that she didn't fall too far behind in life, was able to block, getting that throw there in that situation was really clutch, because honestly, if Trippy baited that might have went a different way. And then right here, Trippy down on no life, gets the fuzzy 5A match, but doesn't get the proper confirm, and then Kiri just manages to keep their turn and gets a clean hit. And right here, game 3, round 2, Trippy getting this nice Tiger Knee EX call confirmed, so make sure you save some meter. And then hopefully we get this interaction here. Kiri eats that sword nun, sees there's 4 seconds left, is like, I need to get in right now. Runs full screen, activates heat, getting that life back, but then Trippy's like, oh, if you keep blocking, you won't get any life back. And then right there, that throw determined what Kiri would do here on Wake Up. Thought that Trippy was going to throw in that last interaction and just guessed wrong. Sometimes you guess wrong, it happens.
Yeah, it does. But I'm really glad that we got to see the end of that again, just because it was so incredible. And what you can do within a heat. Actually, it was a tournament that I was commentating recently. Someone didn't know that heat stopped time. And I was like,
That's
this is a huge Yeah, this is a huge mechanic.
Yeah,
like
that's
that can save your life. That can give you a second chance at life. Please, I will now be like, please refer to the East Qualifier tournament where you can see how you can use that appropriately.
The tutorial tells you that. If you go to the in-game tutorial, it tells you, hey, if you look at the screen and you press heat, the clock stops. But right now, time's not stopping for Omni because he's trying to speed run this part of the bracket and hopefully get into losers finals. And Ori's just like, I activated my moon drive. I didn't get anything out of it, so hopefully she can regain her composure. Oh, there's the heat. Omni not ready to shield it, so now has to block wall pressure. Nope, just decides to low shield BC. Oh, picks low shield and gets punished for it.
Yeah, go ahead, spend the bar, get some time back. Just charge, trying to get all of those moon skills coming out too. But once again, Omniside is gonna speed run this in the other direction, showing how incredible Powered CL is. There's a really cool combo that you can do with Powered CL when you get a wall bounce as well. So when you see that, you'll just see this incredible amount of damage come out. But Omni doing a great job blocking the incoming coming out of Jurassic. Ori this time does get hit by the launcher, though this is going to give Ori another chance at life. Gets the far launcher. Oh, what? I'm not sure they were trying to challenge with that. I think it was supposed to be something else.
I think so. It looked like they didn't want to spend meter. They want to conserve some of their resource. Oh, Omni does the delayed aid follow-up, and that's very strong for people who are trying to let go of shield and hit you right away. The aid follow-up does have a little bit of strike involved. Oh, good jump shield from Omni. Backdash away from Ori, trying to regain space. Oh my god. Alright. Blocks it. Gets hit by the B follow-up, but it didn't counter hit some combo. Ori, during that scramble, she gets a confirm. Probably gonna dump one bar. Left, right incoming? No, just gonna go for the launcher.
Yep, okay, and then the B coming down again, but just a wake-up challenge counter out of Omnisite. Plenty of meter to work with, too. Is this gonna be the one that gets the wall back? Nope, gonna use the spend the bar. And then, God, just by dashing forward, backs Ori all the way into this corner. Gonna have to really work on this challenge again.
Ooh. Alright, the jump shield from Omni, making sure he doesn't have to block the X stomp. Oh, but gets hit with the up ice. Gonna spend some meter, launcher. Oh, heat to get some life back. Omni does immediate tech moon drive into EXDP upon seeing Ori press a button. Gonna try to get rid of some of that heat. Oh, the launcher classes with the jump B. Oh no, Ori tried to low shield, gets thrown, crosses up. Oh my god.
Oh, wow. That was crazy. The way that Omniside was just almost baiting Ori into committing when they really should not have been. Oh, that was a tough one.
Yes, I'm surprised Ori tried to guess in a lot of the situations that Omni is very versed in just making, again, those snap decisions of, oh, you're probably going to shield here, or you're going to block here, so I'm going to throw you, or you're going to be blocking low here, so I'm just going to perform this jump in. But Ori's like, screw all that. She drops her Moondrive confirm, but still in a pretty good spot. Omni holding shield, and then does EXDP right away. Oh my god.
Jeez, and the way that Omni is able to adjust to the side switch situation as well, it's going to put Jurassic Ori back in the same corner we've been living in the entire time. The high-low comes out. Ooh, Ori briefly committed to the shield. That time, the shield was punished. The heat punished as well. You're not going to get any health back. You're getting nothing. Good days. Good day.
Clean confirm from Omni, even though that scramble kind of looked sloppy, but we'll spend the meter on EXDP, gets a knockdown, left right incoming. Nope, just gonna push Ori into the corner and wake up low shield until launcher. Ori was just like, yeah, I'm gonna guess with low shield again, I don't care.
No, not at all. Okay, this time Ori is going to get a lot more damage, going to finish the combo. Does not choose to the laundry, gets a safe heat that time. Able to get some health back. The clash right in that space though, but once again, Omniscythe, the rushdown is ridiculous and it's going to take the round.
A lot of people don't remember that Powered Seal has that gunshot follow-up after that small special series she has. If you don't see the gunshot follow-up immediately, you need to be careful because if it counter hits you, the round will end like how it did for Ori. But looks like she's not in the... Oof, as I was saying that, she managed to get hit by EX Pow Bunker. Oh, they're just whiffing shield. They're just like... They're like, I want my turn back, but Omni does DP into EX DP. Ori doesn't have any moon gauge, but trying to fight out of the corner. Charge 5C confirm. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, there's a little bit of turnaround for Ori. Got some moon back as well. But That was a weird little thing that happened. Sometimes the projectiles can hit on the back of Vlav, so that's what happened there. But that time committing to shield when they really shouldn't. But the air challenge doesn't let Ori get anything. Safe heat though knocks Omni Scythe out of the situation. Oh no, they recovered in time, so they've shielded the whole thing.
Oh
no,
my god, Omni!
Wait, you know better!
So the problem with shielding the arc drive is that it still lasts for quite some time, and if you perform an action too quickly, the last part of the arc drive will hit you. So if you wait too long, you probably miss your chance to punish Vlav. If you don't wait long enough, you get counter hit just like Omni did. But it doesn't seem to phase him, and it looks like he's about to win this set with 1, 2, 3.
Yep, there it is.
Oh my god. Omni Scythe with that that recovery right away after getting hit by arc drive, because a lot of people usually when they shield Vlav's arc drive, they hold it for a certain amount of time, but if you hold it for too long, you shield and then you recover and then Vlav's already moving. But
right.
Omni was just like, what if I just did my thing right away? But he did it too quickly and he got hit.
Yeah. Just a little too quickly, so that is something to be careful of. But here we go. We can check out that replay where Omni was able to take this in a nice, clean 2-0.
I wouldn't say clean, but
all right, that's fair.
He did it. He did it in Omni fashion. I've seen him play fighting games for quite some time, and I'm not surprised by the way this went.
No, I'm definitely not, especially Omni has a lot of mental resilience as well, and is able to recover in things that would sometimes really put somebody on the back foot. But here we see, okay, this is exactly what we're talking about. Tried to go in for it and then hit by the very, very last bit of that arc drive from Vlav.
But as you know, Omni managed to run it back after heating, and then because you can move after your ADP gets blocked, Ori thought she could swing right after and got clipped by a falling button from Omni Scythe. Omni managed to get a confirm, get a reset, and close out the set 2-0.
I mean, really well played by both of them, but Omni proving to be the stronger one in that particular matchup on this particular day. When we come down to the finals, that could totally change. We are going to get back to the winners half of this. We've been chilling in the losers for a bit. We are going to get into winners, which means we're going to get Scrot versus Safe, a matchup that has happened many, many times before. So most likely Koma and definitely likely into Vlav. Mm-hmm. And the loser of that will be waiting for the winner of Trippy versus Omni Scythe.
So I believe winners and losers finals is 2 out of 3 as opposed to 3 out of 5, whereas grand finals should be 3 out of 5. Hopefully the participants know this, so they're not surprised when they're told to leave the lobby when someone wins 2. Hopefully they get reminded real quick before they start their set. But
right.
Yes, that's the way the format works for right now. Hopefully come December for finals, we will get we'll get maybe an extra game in winners and losers side of finals, but we'll see when that happens. But right now, we're getting ready to get into winners finals. I know Scrot is he's excited. He's like, I've been training for this for months. I want to make sure I qualify. He wants to win the tournament so that way he can get a better seed, so he can avoid people like Safe and Masoma very early on in his bracket run in finals.
Right. I mean, I would too. I believe, though, before we get into this with our top 4, we are going to head to a quick break. Our players are ready, almost, but we are going to go to a quick break so that we can get everything sorted, and we will be right back with our top 4 of the East qualifiers for the official tournament, Melty Blood Type Lumina USA.
Hello and welcome back once again to the official United States tournament for Melty Blood type Lumina. I am Fox. I'm joined here this evening with...
I am Jadelyn, and we are in the top 4, and I'm really excited about that. Because these 4 players, we've got Safe, Scrot, Trippy, and Omniscythe left, and oh boy, I put it into our commentary chat before we went live. This is going to be a bloodbath, and it has been nothing short of murder all the way to this point. And as a reminder, we covered this briefly before the break. Winners and losers is also going to be 2 out of 3. The only 3 out of 5 will be grand finals during this. So just keep that in mind. This is going to be really quick. And speaking of really quick, they're already getting into it. Like, we have no time. This is winners finals. This is Safe versus Scrot. And for the people, for you, for Twitch chat, we've got Saber. Tell you how you really feel.
I'm confused. All right, so I guess Safe plays Saber. All right, that's fine. Scrot doesn't care. Scrot's just like, you know what? I don't care what character you're playing. I'm trying to win this tournament. So, our immediate jump back at Excalibur Dive. I don't know why Safe is playing Saber. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really confused.
Yeah, it was the whole thing. But he said maybe I can get Saber onto the banner. But Scrot, like you said, Scrot doesn't care. Scrot doesn't care one tiny bit. Gonna get this EX throw at the end as well. Run up throw again. This is badness. This is Coma Sparta.
Tried to Avalon, but Scrot didn't press a button, so yeah, I don't know why Safe is... Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know why he's throwing away a game to play Saber when he knows it's not 3 out of 5, but maybe he's having fun. Maybe because he's already solidified his spot into finals.
That is true.
In December, so maybe he'll take that a little bit more seriously, but right now, you know, he's having fun. He got to winners finals, not anyone else can just get here, so he's gonna mess around with his characters. He's gonna see if he can mess with Scrot's brain a little bit, but Scrot's like, bro, I already told you I'm the best multi-blood player in North America. Oh, there's the Moondive. Gets the 5A auto combo confirmed.
Yep, alright. Ooh, a lot of air movement there, and it ended up with Safe putting themselves in the corner. Oh my god, just the way that they're able... The way Scrot challenges on this character, I have never seen another Coma player play like him, and I love that, because it does so much damage, and it's so aggressive. Only has 1 bar and no moon to speak of. Gets the armor briefly backed up. Oh my gosh, the air movement from Scrot. How do you block that? You don't, you die.
It looked like Safe tried to either jump at the last second or press 5A, and Scrot did 3C to make sure that, hey, if you press something or jump, you're getting hit, and that's what happened to Safe. So right now, it looks like Safe is actually switching to a different character. I shouldn't say it's going to be Vlog, because he could just say, you know what, haha, I fooled you again, I'm going to play like Roar or something.
Right, well, let's see. It's going to be... No, it's Vlog. Okay, this is the fated matchup that we expected. Safe was discussing in the chat in the Discord earlier that if it didn't go well with Saber, was going to go ahead and switch back to Vlav. So didn't go well, switch back to Vlav. It's actually really similar with Infinity and the way they decided to play Neko Arc. Didn't go well? Okay, we're moving on.
I mean, it's an okay strategy, but I actually can't say anything that's not biased towards it, but we'll see how Safe recovers from being down 1 game. Oh, and already he's doing a good job. Make sure that Scrot gets punished for doing full jump shield like that.
I think that was an excellent challenge and just shows how Safe is willing to go like the extra mile in this, and it isn't as afraid of the matchup as he thought. He also did get the opportunity to see how Scrot was playing this matchup when he was doing the Saber round, but now Scrot has their turn, working on a 3rd bar of Magic Circuit in the meantime. Gets another grab afterwards. Safe has got to be really careful, going to lose a ton of life here. What can they get afterwards? Nothing. You get grabbed again. And this time does block. Is he going to get a chance? I don't know what he's gonna do. No, he's not. Doesn't matter. He's not.
He might be dead. Scrot with the last bar. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
It's close. It's close. Oh, okay, there we go. For all you Sage Jam appreciators, you can send that to him later.
Definitely, let him know. I feel like this whole tournament has been Sage Jam content every time.
Oof, and then Scrot just getting the Rekka punish on the projectile from Safe. Already did 4.5k, almost lost a third of his life. I don't know what Safe tried to do there. Got hit by 5C, another big starter for Scrot. Wait, he ain't 2 combos. He's almost dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
Arrow?
100% almost dead. Like, Safe has to do something really risky to get out of the situation. Okay, that was the best way he could have gotten out of that with the Moon Drive activation, and then went ahead and shield, got the beat counter, was able to leave. Scrot with the BC, and then the follow-up afterwards in the air. We do get Ice coming out, and then the EX stomp manages to just clip him with that projectile, runs under to try and stay safe, but then committed to the button, and now you're done. Is that it? That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's 2-0. And that
Crazy.
last interaction there, Scrot actually did full screen run up 3C. He got his 3C to hit a little bit further than it normally does, so I'm impressed that it actually hit Safe, because Safe was trying to throw out another projectile trying to stop Scrot's approach, but it was a little bit too slow, and Safe is now in losers finals, maybe to his own detriment, but maybe he was just like, you know what, I want people to know that, you know, I can play other characters, not vlog, but you know, maybe being down 1-0 right away is not the best thing to do, but it could be for his comrade in arms, Infinity, just be like, hey bro, I got you, don't worry, Saber's on the screen for more than one game, but now Safe is in losers finals, and Scrot's now in grand finals, getting ready to see who he's gonna face.
And I know Scrot is really happy about this. I've been watching him comment on how that's been working well on how this character change has really, really benefited him. And here in this replay, you can see just how much damage he's able to put out consistently and the challenges that he's able to do here in the second round of the first game. The way the jump backs there, it was incredible. Just the movement was so crisp and so calculated.
Yeah, he air dashed back there to probably bait an option from Safe to try to anti-air him, but unfortunately he got clipped by the 3C on the landing, and then right there, Scrot with a pretty optimal confirm, getting 3 bars to make sure he could use Arc Drive to get the last bit of health. And then this interaction here, getting hit by the anti-air, not the anti-air ice, but this right here, the low shield dash of 3C, which punishes the attempt from Safe to, you know, stop his approach, but Safe was a little bit too quick and got hit by the 3C there and lost the round. So Scrot looking on point so far. He hasn't dropped a game yet today, so we'll see how he does when we get back to grand finals later. But right now, we will go back down to the loser side. We should see Trippy versus Omniside.
Right, so this one I'm really interested in. I loved the Mario change from Roa for Trippy. I think it did a lot for them against Kiri, but so I like it because if he decides to play Mario, because I like the way he's going to be able to challenge a lot of the air incoming and things that Powered CL likes to do from Omni Scythe. I also can see it kind of going in the other direction where Omni Scythe, because of like a little bit of the range advantage, would be able to take Mario out a little bit more easily. So I'm curious. The thing that I really want to be looking for out of Omni Scythe is not committing to shield when they shouldn't. It's something that I've noticed like kind of consistently in their gameplay, is that they'll commit to these really long shields, they'll run out of moon, they'll put themselves in awkward situations. So I would love to see that adjustment right out of the gate in this part of the bracket.
Alright, so we do see Trippy playing Mario. It looks like they're going right into it, so it's going to be Power CL versus Mario. And it'll be important to see how Omni fights Mario summons, because the nuns actually do cover decent portions of the screen, but it comes at the cost of, if they whiff and Power CL clears them, Mario's still in recovery unless he has Moon Drive or Magic Circuit to EX cancel. So, start. Oh, he gets caught by Jump C immediately. Omni getting the party started. He's gonna push Trippy into the corner. Probably spin the bar. Can I throw in there? Yep, there we go.
Ooh, okay, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Just, you know, really strong start using the range. Big Shield was able to take out the Nun and now gets a launcher just for a little short combo here. I say short combo, you're still doing a significant amount of damage. Gonna use a bar there to keep it just as maximum damage, as optimal as he possibly can. Gets a throw in as well. And Omni Scythe is working on the perfect right now.
Yeah, Omni's full speed again. Oh my god. Trippy air dash. Didn't think that Omni would continue the string, but didn't get the proper shield off. Got counter hit and lost the round. So Omni's already starts off the perfect. Ooh, yeah, shield. does not. So nuns don't interact with shield in the same way. Sometimes it seems to be kind of finicky, but Omni gets lucky there. Moon drive from Trippy. All right, time to run mix up. Nope, doesn't get the dash up. Omni just presses moon drive, gets a clean 5A counter hit, and we're back to the other side of the screen. Got an EX Pow Bunker.
Yep. Okay.
Oh my God.
Just the low, just ran up low, and Trippy wasn't ready for it. Big combo here with the throw ender. The high-low comes out, doesn't get caught by it. Blood Heat activation, but it's punished. Okay, you gotta wait out the rest of this. And then just grabs the shield coming out from Trippy. It's done now, the threat is over. And this is all Omni Scythe all round. Just gonna clean it up with the Arc Drive as well, because why not? You had the meter. Doing.
And Omni looking fairly dominant so far. It looks like Trippy didn't have a real read on what to do in terms of how to contain Omni. Omni was able to immediately get in right away, make sure that it was tough for Trippy to send out any nuns to interrupt them for full screen. But since we went back to the room, maybe Trippy might be trying to go back to Roa to contain the parts of the screen that Omni likes to be at instantly, because Roa's DP. Roa actually has a real reversal that will reach up to where Power Tail is. Also has Lightning to snipe out of the sky. Has a full screen super to try to punish anything silly Power Tail might do. But we'll see what Trippy decides to do since we're going back into it. Oh, I see Roa. Okay.
Yeah, Roa. I don't disagree with this for all of the reasons that you highlighted. Just the space control, the tempo control, I think is going to be a lot stronger for Roa. And honestly, the speed at which Omni Scythe was able to take that game was horrifying. And if I'm Trippy, I'm like, well, that's my tournament life on the line. I've got to make this change now.
So let's see if Trippy learned anything with the switch to Roa. Oof. All right, already being safe, making sure Omni can't just jump for free, and then goes right back in, creates some space again. Oh, Omni makes a double jump, doesn't get punished for the air shield, tries to jump too early, gets hit by 2B. Full confirm from, oh, nope, just kidding. Trippy drops the confirm.
No, it was a much better starter though. It was probably more damage than Trippy was able to get the entire time with Mario. The heat is over. Omni Scythe riskily goes for that shield, only gets hit once, but then challenges there. Really good starting option here for Omni Scythe. Gonna get Trippy into the corner, spends the bar, gets the knockdown, and then just dashes, does the air dash in. Decides not to do anything else immediately, but the moon drive activation, and then one button afterwards. Yay!
Oh, doesn't that move that Omni just did is unblockable, so you have to either low shield it or just get out of the way completely. Anti-air shield gets whiffs and gets punished, so Trippy gets a chance to start offense. Launcher, safe jump incoming. Let's see what Omni does on defense. Ooh, just tries to jump, gets hit by lightning again.
Yeah.
Not respecting the fact that Roa can just sit half screen and just say, hey, what are you gonna do? And if you get clipped, he just gets a nice confirm into the same situation again.
That was a much better adjustment. I think the character change was really good for Trippy. Was able to get so much more done. Okay, the B counter after the shield, and then Omni Scythe committed, so it did hit. Kind of setting back to the neutral situation here. We do get a fatal counter into the air, and just like that, Omni Scythe putting a huge amount of damage into Trippy. A lot of it is recoverable though, and then you get the EX Lightning to keep his own combo going.
Unfortunately, Roa was facing the wrong way. Doesn't get the rest of the confirm, but at a close enough spot to contest Omni's life lead. But Omni getting the gunshot confirmed. Gonna spend one bar again, get almost 4.2k damage on the board once again. Yep, there it is. Tries to go for a reset. Trippy doesn't attack. There's a wake up moon drives. Tries to see what Omni does. Omni not biting. Oh, and the jump back jump C from Omni somehow getting Trippy to press a button and gets fataled. So now Omni's on set point.
I really like the idea of the run under at the end of the round to switch the corner position from Trippy, but it just didn't end up working out. Omni is doing a great job being as oppressive as they really can. Now getting the overhead into the low. Trippy just absolutely bleeding right now. Does have 4 bars if they're able to get anything started, but Omni Scythe, this game is looking like the first one that we saw.
Alright, Omni jump shields the EX Lightning, doesn't have to worry about unblockables on the way down. And you can see Omni continuously making sure that Trippy has to worry about something every time Omni's next to them. Even if they're half screen away, they have to worry about getting hit by that 2C normal. But Trippy finally mounting some sort of offense, deciding to spend more meter. They look a little bit lost. They're not sure what they should do because Omni's always had an answer to their offense, like right there. And this should be the set right now, provided Omni gets proper confirmed. There's the meter usage. Very nice.
Such clean play from Omni there in that last round. It was just able to close out so much so effectively. And the last time that you and I commentated together, we talked about the importance of how many touches you need to kill a character. And the way that Omni Scythe has refined their powered CL play, with most of the cast, they need 3 touches and they're dead. Maybe 4. It's such efficient gameplay, and it's really optimized to the point where, you know, like you were saying in that last one, okay, if they get the right confirmed, they did, okay, they're dead.
Yes.
Like it's that noticeable, the cleanliness in their gameplay.
Right, because Omni has a lot of his confirms down to where any sort of clean hit leads to 4,000 damage provided he has meter, and powered CL confirms usually give you either almost a full bar or you get the full bar based off of your previous meter. And a lot of her confirms also give her the ability to confirm into Arc Drive, because if you need to make sure you've done enough damage to win the round, Arc Drive will seal it for you. But Trippy, it looked like they were doing a lot better with their switch to Roa, but then afterwards, Omni was doing their absolute best to make sure that Trippy did not get a lot of offense started, always trying to contest, always trying to make sure that hey, if you leave a gap somewhere, I'm gonna press a button. And then Trippy just didn't get the play after that because Omni had the right reads saying, okay, I'll swing here, I'll press a button here. Even if it whiffs, you're not ready to punish me. I can just take my turn back and realize, hey, because I whiffed here and you weren't ready for it, I can just fly in, and then you're worried about what I'm gonna do next. So mentally, it looked like Omni had the advantage in that set. And hopefully, when Trippy goes into the finals in December, they remember that and like, okay, I'll play a little bit cleaner next time. I'll make sure that if my offense is getting contested, I'll figure out what to do to make sure that doesn't happen so often. But right now, it looks like we're going into losers finals, which I believe is still 2 out of 3.
It is.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's 2 out of 3 until Grand. So this is going to be Safe and Omni Scythe. So Safe is going to stick with Vlav, Omni Scythe, powered CL all the way through. And I mean, there's not a whole lot of preamble to get into. We're just going to jump right into it. I think they're doing one
Button
check. Is this a button check?
We'll see, because I see combos going on.
Yeah,
right
I see combos too, so this could be real.
Oh, I see Omni actually blocking, so that definitely means that this is probably a game. Because if this was a button check, if this was a button check, Omni would not be blocking. He'd be doing more reversals.
Oh no, absolutely not. But this is real. Holy moly, the interactions are insane already.
Oh my god. Alright, Omni gets a 3B confirm, so Safe loses a lot of their moon drive, but they're about to hit 3 bars. Yep, there it is. So let's see if Omni tries to bait the heat reversal. Oh, jump C. Okay.
Oh my goodness. So much blocking at a Safe. Still just blocking. Oh, went for the double down and then got punished for it. And then a throw to keep the corner position. And that time just a simple high-low is going to open Safe up. Could close this out if they get the confirm again. Doesn't yet. Goes ahead and spends the meter. Good to go.
Very good from Omni, making sure that Safe doesn't get a chance to play the game. Even though that Safe tried to swing right there, that got counter hit. It's going to be one of those times where Safe probably needs to be a little bit more aggressive and then understand that, hey, Omni's willing to take a few more risks than normal because it's 2 out of 3, you don't get that extra game. So getting the first game really matters a lot.
Yes, it does. Somebody in chat says Omnicide speedrunning the pools because he wants to fight Scrot. I believe that. But first you're going to have to get through Safe. Okay, that was a really good confirm into the Moondrive activation to go ahead and continue the combo. Gonna do the launcher, yep, into that. Get the second launcher, or I'm sorry, it was the projectile into the launcher. And now the low to keep. Oh my god, this is crazy. Just do triple 2A?
Yeah, it looked like Safe was trying to make sure Omni couldn't move there. Oh wait, you didn't spend any meter. Okay, all right. It was looking kind of sloppy, but sometimes that happens when you're nervous and you need to make sure that your opponent can't actually play the game, because Omni is definitely one of those people where if you give him a chance, he'll just run you over because he's not going to stop providing offense.
And speaking of not stopping providing offense, that was a solid third of Safe's health bar, and the next third is falling off. This is exactly what I was talking about. Omni Scythe needs 3 hits, and that's 2. It might be 4 this time, but sheesh. This is a big hill for Safe to climb. Does have meter to work with if they want to use it, but the backdash could have been really punished. Does spend 1 from the EX stomp. Now just blocking, trying to stay safe, but you've just gone corner to corner, and you've done nothing.
Oh, yeah, and Safe tried to EX stomp there. They got hit by 236A, CL's gun special move, and Omni immediately confirming into Arc Drive. So Omni is now up 1 game. It looked like Safe was trying to counter poke a lot of Omni's offense there, but that's really scary because you then run the risk of Omni kind of just forcing his turn back on minus frames. So a lot of CL special moves are either slightly minus or minus enough to where you can punish if you're close enough. But because Omni is the type of player to say, hey, I know you want to press a button, he will usually get away with counter hitting in a lot of the situations.
So first, in this particular round, Safe got with that upward diagonal projectile, was able to get Omni Scythe out of the air. I like that adjustment, the challenge in the air from a good safe range. That was really risky. Safe was so lucky that that projectile came out when it did and that he changed the trajectory of it. Omni Scythe gets a heat and did manage to get Safe off of him, but this is looking much stronger from Safe. Good adjustments, especially on the air challenges for the jump ins from Omni Scythe. Oh my god!
Safe using the added mechanic of when you're in Moondrive, you get an extra jump, and went for a reset, and Omni was not ready to tech the air grab. So very sneaky from Safe to pull that out in this type of situation to make sure he secures around, but now his back is to the corner once again. No super from Omni, decides to hold on to meter, trying to get a, anti-air 5C, big damage on the way.
That's a lot of damage, as I find myself saying repeatedly in this game. But this is a big one to be able to get the extra EX edge afterwards. Oh, once again, Safe committed to that same button, but just like that, it's like it didn't even matter. Going to get the fire afterwards, get the safe heat as well. Unfortunately gets hit with the invincible reversal though. Omni
did not want to try to. Omni knew that Safe was going to try to take his turn back, and Omni's like, all right, if I just invincible reversal into EX cancel, I should be able to win this round because Safe is not expecting it. And honestly, that is catching Safe off guard a lot, that Omni's willing to just contest at those times where it seems like it's finally Safe's turn, but Omni's just like, it's never your turn unless I'm dead.
That really seems to be the case. I want to see Safe start doing start challenging in the air again because it went so well. Get some moon meter back. I like using the single projectiles as well. That was, okay, yeah. Go ahead, Moondrive, make sure that you don't do anything silly afterwards. This is a much better combo coming out of Safe. And then get the launcher afterwards. Switch to be by the closer corner as well, but like you said, if Omni Scythe's not dead, he's still a problem.
Yes. Shields to be followed. Launcher, no launcher from Safe. Ooh. Safe making sure that Omni, just can't aggress for free. This is close. Yeah, it's close. It's not dead. It's close though.
Oh, the run under put himself in the corner. Oh my! You just jumped air grab to death.
So Safe this time ran to the other side of the screen, saw Omni double jump, and thought, what if I just jumped up and air through you again? You're not ready for it this time. And Safe was correct. He managed to just raw air throw Omni once again, and now we're at 1 game apiece. Safe looking a lot cleaner. These are setups that I've heard Safe talk about before, like, hey, in this situation, I'll try to do this to throw off my opponent. They've never seen it before. And if you talk to Safe about Vav and his ideas about this game, he's a very smart player, but he knows when he has to be unorthodox and get wins like this.
Yeah, and I like that air movement coming out of Safe to get the JC onto Omni Scythe immediately at the round start. Oh, he committed to the shield the other way, so this is now Omni Scythe's opportunity. Getting him into the corner. How does he choose to finish? Spend a bar? No, just goes for the throw. And then Safe immediately blocking. Oh, I'm always so worried when he throws out that one neutral button. But once again, Omni Scythe with a great follow-up afterwards. Safe, what you gonna do, buddy?
Ooh, nice. Good movement. Flies back into the corner, gets a clean jump B. She spins a meter, maybe heat. Yep, put Omni into the corner. Omni decides not to tech, just gonna hold right there and not get hit by any of these stomps. Save burning his meter. Ooh, almost. Oh god. Moondrive back. Omni still didn't block on the way down, and he got. Actually, I can't tell if he didn't block or there was landing recovery and the stomp punished it. Uh-oh.
I like in round start, Safe decided to push Omni all the way into the corner, and then at the last second, Omni just jumped out, so now Safe is stuck in this corner pressure situation. He's got to be really careful. Omni Scythe has a lot of magic circuit on his side, and Safe, just like that, down to just about 40% of his health.
Alright, so Omni, oh my god. Oh, nice 5A. We can confirm after. So let's see if Safe can double jump, P. Alright.
Oh, and then the IAD overhead, that's such a good one to do. And going to get the hard knockdown here. Went in for the low, gets the throw, changing up the game plan exactly like you said.
Oh my
and then
god!
Again with the landing recovery. It's the same thing that could have happened before, like you said, and then just close it out. Oh!
Yeah, Omni probably knew that, like, that it was lost. He was like, screw it.
Done.
You got the arc drive, you bested me, friend. Good luck in grand finals. So Safe, he turns a bad situation to a good one, manages to read Omni in that last instance with the, I believe it was empty jump low shield, and Omni committed to the invincible DP, which means you can't shield back when you do an invincible move like that. The game just locks you out. It's like, okay, this is the one instance that you can't do anything. So hopefully we can see it in this replay, but this was one of the rounds that Safe managed to scramble Omni back into a 1-1 round situation, except where he didn't actually spend meter for some reason, but it worked out for him in the end anyway. But then I believe it was somewhere here. Yeah, this is where he does the triple jump. There it is.
That was
Very
so
nice.
cool. What a clutch way to close out that round.
And then this instance here, I believe Omni runs. Does he run this back? No, he just double jumps into the air throw again. And then Omni here tried to move. He got his shield out here, but this instance here, I couldn't tell if he just got his landing recovery punished or he tried to jump again and he got hit by the carpet. But yep, there's the whiff grab getting punished by the air dash, air throw, and then as you can see, Omni actually got thrown there. Most times Omni would try to reversal like right there, and it got read by Safe with the 2A, 2AD option select, and then he finishes it off with the arc drive.
It was a really, really good set, and it just makes me so excited to see such active adjustments going on and to see, you guys can't see it, but the players are complimenting each other and complimenting their adjustments, and that gets me even more excited to see what they come in just a month's time when they go to finals.
Yes, it will be interesting because a lot of the people who played before the patch, who already qualified from the central qualifier, their playstyles might have adjusted differently to what we're seeing now. But there have been a lot of tournaments since then, a lot of time to play people online and offline to refine your playstyle, to figure out what you actually want to do with your character, how to fight the rest of the cast. So it'll be interesting to see what happens within a month's time when we get to finals offline.
I'm so excited. I know we talked about it earlier, that once this is complete, we'll get more information about the seeding of our top 24. And I'm sure we're going to get to talk about this, at finals, but I feel like with the way that the top 8s have shaken out for each of the regions, we're going to get to showcase the best, like hands down, the best Melty Blood in the US. And that's so fantastic. So if you've been able to be with us for all 3 of the qualifiers, we had just about 180 people enter for all of the regions. The East did have the most with around 71, and then we had over 50 for the other 2 regions. So it shakes out to be about 180 participants, which is a lot of people and it was all these fantastic players who went head to head. And I think it's such a cool way to celebrate the evolution of this game over a year and a couple of months, to bring all of these players, not just the top 2 from each region or top 3 or whatever, but the top 8 from every region, to sit offline and get to really duke it out. And that just makes me really happy.
I know a lot of people were initially worried about the strength of the United States as a whole. There are some participants who are in Canada who were not able to be a part of this tournament, but I do know that Frosty Faustings sometime next year will be a good place for a lot of the people to showcase their talents when they show up in 2023. Maybe say like, hey, next time, hopefully all of North America can be included, because the net play experience has been pretty good with the rollback that we have so far.
Right.
But there are different regions I would like to see have this type of chance to showcase their strengths as well. So hopefully in the future we can get that if the community keeps going, keeps making sure that there's information flowing in different directions, everybody's aware of what's going on, that all these tournaments get their different time to shine, all these players get their time to display their own strengths as well, and to make sure that, hey, you know, Melty Build's a pretty cool game, you should give it a shot.
And it is, and it's continuously updated up to this point, and I believe after this point as well. All of the DLCs are free. The only thing that you need to pay for is if you want another announcer voice or something like that. But the stages are free, the music is free, the characters are free, and I believe they did make a statement that it will always be that way, so that's really cool. This game also goes on sale frequently, so if you haven't picked it up and you're like, oh man, I would love to own it for this particular platform, check to see if it's on sale, because that is always a great way to get into a game. The community is fairly vibrant. I will often play this at like 1 p.m. EST during a weekday, and I can still find matches, and that's usually a relatively low time for people playing.
Yes.
So it's good to see that there is a great community surrounding this, and with 585 of you sitting here with us watching, I mean, obviously it's got a lot of support from the community as well, and we certainly appreciate you being here and supporting it, and we can't wait to have you guys see this offline finals in December as well.
Yes. We have to take one more quick commercial break, but when we come back, we will have grand finals. Scrot on the winner's side and Safe from the loser side, and it'll be a 3 out of 5, so make sure you don't go anywhere and you come back in like 5 minutes time. finally, welcome back to the East Coast qualifier for the official Multi-Blood type Lumina tournament. I am Fox. I'm here with you today with...
I'm Jadelyn, and you said it. Finally, we're here. This is it. This is the final grand finals of the qualifiers. We made it.
Yes.
We've had 3 tournaments prior. This has been, gosh, what? July, August, September, October, November. This has been a 5-month journey to get to this point. And we have finally gotten here. And then we've got 1 more month to go, and we've got the grandest of finals then. But before we get to that point, before we preamble too much, we are going to see Safe versus Scrot Vermillion coming up in the grand finals, which is a 3 out of 5.
Yes, these two played earlier in winners finals where Safe decided to play Saber for the first game, lost, and then switch over to Vlav, but it might have been too late then, and Scrot took it 2-0. But now that we are playing a 3 out of 5 set, maybe Safe is just like, okay, none of this Saber stuff, I know what to do. I'm not gonna let Scrot run me over and win this tournament for free. But right now, Scrot's just like hyping himself up, making sure that, hey, I don't care who you are, I don't care how good you've gotten. I've played most of the characters in the cast, and I will show how strong I am as the best multiplayer player in North America.
Yeah, and Scrot also does have that profile pic, like, upgrade because he has his dog Shiki in the picture, and that's kind of amazing. But we're gonna get right into it. And this is Scrot, and he is going to stay on the Coma. It's been getting him so much success, but he's having a much harder time getting into Safe as he did the first round. Safe doing a great job opening it up, did a lot of stomps, and then was able to catch him on the air combo, gets the launcher, and then is going to keep him into the corner.
Oh, empty jump low hits, but no confirm afterwards. Scrot trying to get his bearings back. Maybe because he hasn't played in a little bit, might have been a little rusty. He might have been doing some training mode, who knows? But Safe tried to high shield, gets whiff punish, and tries to retaliate right away. Scrot gets their turn back again. Overhead, no, just falls for the command grab again. OTG, is it time to armor up? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
see what Safe does.
Yeah. Oh no! Safe went for the heat. It was not safe. And then challenges in the air. They both double jumped, but Scrot was able to get the hit afterwards. Still has Moondrive active as well, and this is goodbye. See ya.
Yes, very often from Scrot, he realized he was about to get the 3rd bar, made sure his combo was long enough to get it, and ended it with Arc Drive, so now he goes up 1 round. Very clean, very nice.
Yeah, very clean. I love the way that Safe started that round, but Scrot did such a great job adjusting. Just like the same here, I like the way that Safe is challenging a lot of Scrot's incoming movement and is able to get some damage. Got some moon back as well there, and then just dashes straight in and then avoids the incoming air damage, but on that run under from Safe, puts himself in the corner, and now Scrot gets to have his turn. Oh, no you don't. Just kidding. You get thrown instead.
Yes, took a little bit too long to perform an action there, so Safe decided to do wake up throw. Scrot tried to jump. This should be the end of the round with this confirmed. Very nice from Safe. Being really aggressive at that last instance right there, making sure Scrot could not move for free. Scrot tried to preemptively jump. Oh, that was actually a scary jump, and then gets anti-aired by Vlav's Directica. It's actually a fairly fast special move that starts up low, so if you're trying to move, you'll get clipped, so you gotta be careful. Safe with a pretty decent life lead. Oh my god, well, that might go away after that.
Yeah, the thing with Coma, his damage output is really significant because it spends the bar. Could have been much worse, but then Safe committing to the shield, allowing Scrot to grab him and get basically just free damage. Good blocking there, but again commits to the shield. Same situation as before. Scrot's gonna get a huge bunch of damage from this, and then just challenges it with the armor, and then command grab, you're done.
That was good discipline from Scrot there to not consistently use armor and give Safe a way to get out with an EX move, a grab, or a heat to break the armor. Instead, he kind of just made Safe eat an OTG that would gain him meter, and then Safe had to figure out if he was going to immediately tech or not. And every time he didn't, Scrot had more time to figure out, okay, am I going to command grab you here? Am I going to try to frame trap you here with Stomp? Stomp hints, it hits fairly far away, so if you try to swing at him and you're too slow, Stomp will counter hit you and he gets a full confirm like you saw earlier.
Ooh. Okay, I still want to see these adjustments that we saw from Safe that he'd made since the winners finals, challenging the air movement incoming from Scrot. But I would also like to see less shield commitment because you've been punished by it multiple times. Okay, they both just got a counter. And then because of the armor, Scott was able to take the advantage of that situation. Finishes out this combo, moves safe to the other side of the arena, and then pushes him the rest of the way there so that he can get these corner mix-ups.
Ooh, doesn't get from a 5C. Oh, trying to stop Safe from being able to jump, but he gets hit by jump B. So Safe with the Moondrive will probably spin bar here. Yep, gain some passive meter as well thanks to Moondrive. Charges for a bit. Scrot trying to be careful about how he approaches. Gets away from that shield interaction.
Okay, the armor starts. Oh, and then heat activation from Safe. It was actually a really interesting time to use that, but then shield on both sides. The armor is still active from Scrot. And then that time gets caught by the record that you pointed out earlier. You gotta be really careful about that, just like you said.
Alright, so Safe's in a pretty good position. Oh, blocks the B-fall, doesn't punish it, unlucky. But now he's back to the other side of the screen. Safe doesn't get the unblockable there. Good block on the overhead from Scrot. Scrot gets a B-fall up to hit. Safe now down backing for his life, making sure not to get hit by anything. Eats a jump with B. Oh, and there's the air-to-air 3C. Actually, Scrot might have been able to get meter for Arc's Rive, but instead
there's only 7 seconds left.
Oh no! It happened again. Safe tried to press a button, but he got hit by Stomp on Wake Up. So Scrot looking very commanding so far, making sure that everyone understands, like, hey, this is not a joke. I am one of the strongest players out there.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm scared. The thing that was really interesting to me is in those last moments where Safe was using all of that air movement, it was something that won against Omniscythe but couldn't against Scrot, who was just ready for all of these. Every hit that Scrot takes, Scrot does double the damage back to Safe. Gets the throw afterwards, gets a little bit of moon charge to get some more back there, and then just the grab into another combo, activates the armor there. It just goes in for a grab. He went in for a bunch of little punches and then gets the grab, gets another opening here. The overhead doesn't get anything. I'm expecting a grab real soon.
Alright, tries to really jump with 3C. 3C again, overhead block. Doesn't spend any meters. Safe being really cautious there. 5C gets shielded. Oh, yeah. Scrot probably tried to jump, gets hit by 5A. Safe might, spin meter, dash up heat, put Scrot back in the corner. Scrot with the Moondrive, trying to chase him down. Gets air unblockable. Should be the end of this round. And Safe making sure he actually gets something on the board real quickly before he goes down 2-0.
Safe blocked for so long in that round that I thought he was just like mentally not committed anymore.
Good movement from Scrot after the 3C clash. Uh-oh, armor up. Have to be careful how you approach Coma. He still has armor, so even if you hit him, he'll just go right through with the hit stop. 5A unblockable. Safe manages to get out with the drop combo.
Okay. Oh, goes in with the load. Just Scrot trying to aggress here. Armor broken, though, afterwards with that throw. Gets the Moondrive activation. Manages not to get hit by the ice projectiles from Safe, putting him back in the corner here. And then a Moondrive afterwards, and the EX Edge. Oh, that was just a raw heat. I'm surprised that wasn't punished.
Usually in that situation when Coma, when Coma does EX DP, you can actually heat if you have the meter, but you have to be careful not to do it too late or else they'll punish you. But it looks like Scrot might be able to take this round. He spends the meter. Nope, it's still close. Safe has no resources now. Have to block this unblockable.
Oh!
And
can't block those.
Unfortunately, Safe did not have heat to break the armor there, so had to just hold that set up because if done correctly, Coleman can do 2-2. He can do one of his 2-2 stomps and Moondrive the hit stop, charge 5C, and if you don't have heat to break the armor, you just lose in that situation. And that's one of those checkmate points if you have no resources that Scrot is so good at managing throughout the course of the match.
This is usually one of the things where I'm like, oh, I'd love to see XYZ adjustment from Safe, but right now I just need him to hit buttons.
Oh my god.
Went all the way through it on that one.
Yeah, he tried to hit buttons there, but Scrot using the charge 2C armor to blow through all of that. Gets a small confirm. OTG, Safe is stuck in the corner again. Dash up command throw. OTG wants more. Are you gonna spend meter here? Nope, just gonna get some more meter.
Oh, and just goes in for triple low afterwards. and that just opens him up, ends with the grab again. You get the Moondrive activation. Oh, jumped out of the incoming grab from Scrot, so this is finally Safe's time. He could get some health back if he manages to get a safe heat, which he's not going to use there. Instead, chose to extend a little bit of the moon, the Moondrive.
All right, gets a clean. Oh God, he drops combo. 3C doesn't hit. Rekka doesn't get a clean confirm. Scrot is one more clean hit away. Gonna EX, keep his turn. There's the heat. Nice. Gets away from that pressure. EX DP again, shielded. Doesn't get a proper punish. Scrot tries to. Actually, no. Safe landed in time so he could punish the EX DP recovery. That was actually really smart on Safe's behalf. I don't think a lot of people would have recognized that spot to punish it.
Oh boy.
But in the second round, Scrot using Charge 2C and showing everyone why it's so good. Uh-oh.
It is so good. Yeah, this is big. Uh-oh. The combo's coming out. He does choose to spend the meter there and then doesn't get hit. Afterwards, the mix-up just... Jesus Christmas trees! How many hits are you gonna do?
Oh.
The blocking out of Safe is really good. It managed to establish at least some space here. Gets the fatal counter and then the jump in after the stomp. So finally gets a little bit of damage onto Scrot. Safe heat to recover, but Scrot is just right back in there and then grabs the shield again.
Alright, there's a Moondrive activation from Safe to see what's going on. Doesn't shield the Charge 5C. Gets hit with Raw 3C. This should be the end of the round, provided Scrot spends some sort of meter. Oh, that's optimal. He might only need to spend one. Nope, he spends all three. He needs to make absolutely sure he wins this round. Because now
he did.
He is on set point to win this tournament.
Alright, well this... Unless Safe makes some crazy adjustments, this could be it for them. This could be it for the tournament. All right, Scrot uses a delayed BC after shielding, but then gets caught there. And now the corner that Safe has been living in is now where Scrot is living. Just ends with the hard knockdown. And then get a heat from Scrot to get some of that life back, but they're not getting a lot because they're just spending so much of it blocking the overhead afterwards with the BC follow-up.
Good recognition from Scrot that he could take his turn. Nice. Charges with the jump C, make sure it has the armor to get through the retaliation from Safe. Oh, time for Safe to guess. Activate Moondrive. Still blocks anyway, doesn't want to clash on anything.
Nope.
Oh, Scrot gets hit with 2-2C. Big confirm here, not dead, but it's very close. He's at full screen, decides to heat. Oh my god. Scrot managed to tech back into Safe. Safe has to worry about the armor. Oh, but he just does air dash, air grab to break the armor and to steal game 3 away. Very nice.
The Safe is so willing to challenge those air movements with that grab. That was something that did really well against Omni Scythe. So I'm glad to see that he can do it here as well. So he does put one on the board. Scrot is not going to get away with this completely for free, but we're already back into it. I liked the adjustments there from Safe. There was a lot less commitment to shield, where it was just allowing Scrot to get in and get some hits where it didn't need to happen. But he's got to do some more work here, and that's a good starter, though, with the challenge with the projectile.
So Scrot with his 3C, he was a little bit too short to get it to hit, and he gets hit for trying to challenge once again. Safe, making sure his pressure is unmashable for the most part. And, oh, high shield. Good challenge on the BC, and then Scrot probably trying to jump, gets caught low. He might be dead actually if Safe spends all his meter. Very good.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is looking way better for Safe now.
Yeah, that was such a clean round from him. I like the return of Safe's confidence. In the first two games, it didn't seem confident at all. But now stuck in this corner, and Scrot is the one who gets the first bit of damage onto him. Big combo, challenges the wake up. The Moondrive activation is going to keep Safe in a good place. Going to keep this combo, run under, tries to challenge with the Moon skill there. But then Kolma just taking back his turn. The JC comes out of Safe and starts this combo up. Going into the other corner, spends 1 bar and then gets the heat to keep the aggression. Gets thrown.
Okay, he just does wake up EX command grab. It does move pretty far forward, so you have to be careful with how close you are. There's a dash up 3C once again from Scrot. He might spend all 3 bars just to make sure. I hope he does. Oh, he spends 1. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Very nice. All right, so once again, Scrot on tournament point. Let's see if he can make it happen this time, or we're gonna go to 2-2. Oh no! Oh, okay, we'll take those. We're lucky.
Yeah, that was super fortunate. Big combo coming out of Scrot here. The setup and then just immediate heat from Safe. Does manage to get a good combo afterwards. Gets the launcher as well. Gonna keep going into the full combo. Do it again. Get the throw. Nice use of the heat there from Safe. Gets another throw. Backdash. Challenges there with the shield. But I don't know what that. This is really scary. Okay, another JC comes out. Going to spend the meter again, charge up to make sure he's got full moon coming into this, just so he has enough to spend, activates moon drive as well, and does put another one on the board. Great adjustments from Safe.
Scrot not respecting the fact that Safe had moon drive there, so if he blocked the projectile too close, Safe would just activate moon drive, see that Scrot was blocking the projectile, and just perform any grounded move to break his guard in the air. So when you're fighting Vlav, that's what I was talking about earlier. You need to make sure that you're not blocking any of those projectiles too close to him in the air, because if he has resources, he will make sure that you think twice about being in that space again.
Well, just like that, where it looked like Scrot was going to take this, Safe is now 2-2, so it's either a reset or we're done on this one, but a really good, strong start from Safe. Again, I like the aggression. The fact that didn't... Well, sorry, I choked because I gasped so hard. He was just out of range, and Safe, again, taking a huge advantage of those moves, but then Scrot comes in with the overhead to take back his turn.
Ooh, nice side switch combo there. All right, puts Safe close to the corner. Safe jump. Moondrive activation. Safe waiting to see if he can go in clash with anything. Scrot making sure... Oh, the armor went through, so no real confirm for Safe. 3C once again, making sure Safe cannot jump or press buttons. Should probably do EX command grab and your here most likely. Nope, just regular command grab. Overhead. No. Goes low, drops his combo. It's a reset, folks. It's okay.
Scrot really looks like they got their feet back under them in that round. I just want to see that cool-headedness from Safe again. Yeah, really nice follow-up there. And gonna continue the combo here as well. I like not going for the knockdown. Just keep going. Get as much damage as you can. Build up the moon icons as well. Do the exact same thing you just did. This time, nope, gonna still do the same thing. I thought maybe he'd go for the knockdown into the corner combo, but now he's gonna end it with that. Oh my goodness, just respond with the raw arc drive.
It is a command grab that moves pretty far across the screen, so if you're not jumping when it activates, it will hit you if it's too close, but wake up Moondrive from Scrot, jump A, air throw, Moondrive from Safe, oh boy, OTG once again. Scrot now has meter, clash through, not enough to confirm afterwards, and loses that interaction. Unfortunate for Scrot, but Safe is like, I'll take those, so now it is either tournament point or reset point.
It could really go either way. I really feel like Safe getting his confidence back was huge. Unfortunately, Scrot fell out of the combo there that could have been gigantic starter for Safe. Safe also spent a ton of moon on that whole interaction. Does manage to get the opener here. Gets the JC afterwards. Going to use the bar that he just built to get the faraway knockdown so that he could get some moon, because now he's able to activate moon drive if necessary.
Alright, Scrot's not looking too hot on life right now. He does have 3 meter, he doesn't have moon drive, so... Oh, that actually might be the reset that Safe needs. And very nice. Alright, so Safe regains all of his composure from being down 2-0 and being on tournament point several times, manages to run it back 3-2, and now we have a bracket reset. Scrot is now in losers.
I'm really happy to see the adjustment out of Safe, because it just looked like the gameplay lacked confidence, and it just seemed like Scrot, the way that he's been playing this entire tournament, like you had mentioned before we got into this, Scrot had not dropped a game.
Yes, it was looking like Scrot was going to actually not drop a game, period, until Safe managed to somehow win game 3, because it was looking kind of dire. But once Safe got that game, it looked like his game plan was coming together pretty nicely. But because of like some drops here and there, he consistently found himself at a deficit and looked like Scrot was going to win the tournament several times, but Safe, being level-headed, making sure he stuck to his game plan, made sure that anytime Scrot jumped improperly, got hit by either projector or blocked it, he was always going to get comboed, and he made sure to establish a life lead, make it hard for Scrot to pin him down, and somehow managed to reset the bracket, honestly.
I mean, I really feel like the confidence is what made the difference. It was great adjustments to see, and it was the ability to stay cool-headed through all of that, especially in the last game where it just could have gone really like either way. The ability to stay cool and calm and get that to work puts us both in the loser side. We are at a reset. It's a 1-3 now.
All right, Scrot runs all the way to the corner. Command grabs the shield. You cannot shield grabs in this game, so characters like Homer with command grabs are very powerful. However, just a super jump charge MC, almost through. Safe trying to anti-air with Rekka. Gonna command grab Ender. All right, let's see what Safe does on defense here. Wake up Moondrive, backdashes away. Scrot trying to figure out how do I approach. I don't want to get unblockable anymore. Wow, very lucky. The Moonskill Rekka whiffs. Scrot should be able to end with leader here. Very nice.
Every time I think, because we've commented a lot on how Scrot is a very emotional player, like just emotionally based, and getting a reset situation could be really scary. He's done so much better readjusting and just coming into these rounds strong. Just like that, and then another grab too. I like that he's changing up the timing of these grabs as well. The shield, and then the BC follow-up with the overhead, something that he did in the previous set that allotted a lot of damage afterwards as well. Boise, Idaho, that's going to be a lot of damage.
He's just dead because Scrot remembered that he gets confirmed off of the EX follow-up from the command grab. So if you do command grab and you spend meter on it, you can actually activate Moondrive during that explosion. You can get a full confirm, and Scrot's just like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna make sure I can start running games through you because I don't want to be back in the same situation he was before, where he almost won the tournament several times.
Yep.
And now he's on a reset. But first game after reset, Scrot looking like that didn't even happen, looking like he's back in good form.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Okay, there's the air challenges that I liked so much in the previous set from Safe. Scrot just trying to use air movement to get out of it. Gets hit from downtown, but Safe not able to capitalize on any more damage than he got in that. Okay, just runs up for the command grab. Command grab again. Yep. And then goes in for the low afterwards, just mixing up the way that he's gonna do the incoming damage. Went in for a command grab again, briefly committed to shielded Scrot, and then the overhead. Safe barely got out of that shield animation in time.
Alright, broke the armor with the heat activation, and just hit Scrot on the way down. Activates Moondrive to try to gain some meter as well, but there is a meter penalty if you spend meter and get a combo afterwards, so your meter gain isn't as high. There's the Moondrive activation. Scrot trying to get a clean hit. He does. He gets a full jump C. He drops his combo, but he gets an anti-air 5C. Alright, it's alright.
Okay.
Armor up. Breaks the armor again.
Yeah, I like the idea of breaking the armor, and then that heat was not safe from Scrot. Safe challenges it. Yeah, several times now, Safe has challenged the armor activation with the heat and just ends it immediately. It takes that advantage away from Scrot.
So Scrot, hopefully he realizes that when he decides to armor in that block string, if Safe has meter, he will just break it with heat to make sure he doesn't have to keep blocking. Right. But he gets hit with 3C anti-air. Big confirm for Scrot, gets the life lead. Now he has to worry about what Safe might do on wake up. Oh! Alright, command grab back into the corner, gets a full confirm if you're near a wall. And that was big damage off of nothing, honestly. Plus range, are you gonna heat? Nope.
Just go ahead and do another grab. Might as well. It's been netting you a lot of damage. And then this time goes in for the low, and then another throw, and then just the mix-up. Scrot putting the round on the board. I like, Fox, that you pointed out that he got so much damage off of basically nothing, because it's true, and that sort of thing should be pointed out as like a warning to people committing to shield when they shouldn't.
There's a lot of instances where shielding it. Oh my goodness. Good reaction by Scrot. He activates Moondrive when he sees the heat start up. Shield shields it, gets a full punish. Safe should get none of that. Oh god, please don't. All right.
I was so worried.
That was kind of terrifying, but it's okay. But Scrot gets scrambled and he loses that situation. Safe gets a clean hit, but he has no meter, so he's not gonna really get that big of a confirm. Backdash away. So now Safe's trying to make sure he can't. Oh, there we go. Clean hit from Safe.
Yeah, it goes into the Rekka combo. Gonna use the EX version. Yep, get the far away, hard knockdown. Oh dearie me, you're joking. We got another blood heap, challenged in the air with the air throw. Scott ended up on the other side and was still in recovery when Safe was able to get that. So now out of meter, and Scott has no resources, none whatsoever. So this is a big opportunity for Safe, and he takes that.
Oh my god, that could have been really scary because when Scrot got blood heat, Safe, I think, autopiloted throwing out a projectile without realizing what was happening, like why the screen was red. Usually when the screen is red, that means bad. So he kind of thought that like, oh, Scrot's not going to shield this. And I feel like Scrot missed his opportunity to probably kill Safe with how much damage that would have done.
I'm taking mental damage and I'm not even playing right now. Good job.
Somehow it is 1-1. Anti-Eureka. Safe pulling ahead round start already. So I wonder if Scrot's just starting. That was so lucky for Scrot, but he tried to shield and unfortunately misses punish. But raw run up 3C. We're gonna get a nice drops confirmed. Safe
this is getting really scrambly.
Yeah, Safe decided to tech buttons there, gets confirmed. Now Scrot's back to the corner. He has to worry about jumping, plus frames, moondrive activation. Safe trying to anti-air shield, it gets punished.
Okay, now stuck into the corner. We know these corner mixes are really good. The moondrive activation comes out, BC challenge on both ends. Scrot gonna take his turn back, has got a lot of meter. If he wants to, he could. Nope, he's not gonna spend it. I'm really surprised because I thought he could close it out, but he just ends it with a solid combo. I mean, you do get to come into this round with 3 bars of Magic Circuit and start it off strong, but Safe is working on 4 in a quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yes. However, yeah, you have to worry about Coma, Jump C, or it's 5C or 2C Super Armor. So Air Dash tries to jump out the corner, gets hit, no combo, we take those. Oh, but he gets hit with 3C for hovering in the air. You can't walk that there.
No, you absolutely cannot.
Armor up. Let's see what Safe does. Low shield, and then the late launcher. That also does break armor as well, but you have to make sure you pick the right option, or else Coma can still punish you. Tech Moondrive from Scrot. There's the EX command grab, moves forward, backdash away from Safe into Rekka, catching Scrot out of the air, spends his arc drive, does pretty good damage. Scrot has to make sure he doesn't jump poorly here, or else he's dead.
Yeah, it looked like he was just caught backdashing, but jumps in, gets hit with the overhead.
Wait,
no, you're joking. Okay, nothing happens, just backdash, stays out of it.
Oh my god! Alright, Scrot manages to super jump with a delayed command arc drive that reaches far enough to hit Safe pressing buttons.
That's a choice, that's an option, and it worked. It worked.
That is an option. I'm going to assume Scrot used that option because he knows Safe usually likes to press buttons at that range. Arc Drive would have went far enough to grab him. So he took a risk and it paid off.
Oh, it was a huge risk, huge reward. But Safe not out of it. This is the kind of deficit that Safe came back from in the previous set. And already taking over half of Scrot's life. The Moondrive comes out for Scrot though. And just so much shield, so much armor, so much challenge. They're both jumping into the air trying to get something. The jump over, so this is actually the first time Scrot's gotten to play with the armor in a really long time because Safe didn't get the opportunity to challenge it and is taking a lot of damage in return.
Alright, Safe jump. Hey, Safe trying to press buttons, but he gets command grab. Good block on the air dash, back jump C. Armor, oh, you can't jump there, my friend. That is a common Coma frame trap. People who like to jump get hit by that, but Scrot drops his combo. Safe is like, I'm pressing buttons on the way down, my friend. I'm going to end this round with Arc Drive.
Yes.
See if it does enough.
It does. Whew, there was still a little bit left over too, but I would, if I was Safe, yeah, I would absolutely spend all of that. You just want to close it out at this point.
Alright, Scrot has a lot of meter. Safe has no resources. Empty jump command grab works. There's another command grab. OTG gonna build some meter as well. Armor up. Let's see what Safe does. Oh,
No, commits to the shield and gets hit by the overhead. Just wasn't able to do anything else afterwards. Scrot is just working with all of the meter right now and keeps getting a chance to get more Moon as well, which is just allowing him so many more opportunities than Safe. Safe barely has anything to work with, and as Vlav, you really want that meter in both your Moon and in your Magic Circuit.
Doesn't he drops his combo after the BC launcher interaction, and that's been paying off dividends for Safe using Rekka to control the space, and Scrot usually either air dashes into it or runs right into it, but doesn't get a proper knockdown, so Scrot can kind of chase. Too high for the unblockable attempt. Scrot lands. But Moon Drive will make sure he gets the unblockable that time, but Safe doesn't have any meter. He has to worry about Scrot doing something kind of wild here. There's the walk back, kind of scared. Oh my god, this blood.
Yeah.
There's the air throw.
It goes for the low. No!
Oh my god. Well, he's not dead.
No, he's not all the way dead, but he's most of the way dead.
Oh,
Yeah, just...
He's just armored with Moon Drive to make sure Safe could not press any buttons there. Alright, so Scrot in wild fashion is now back on tournament point after the reset, after some time. Command grab. OTG. Let's see what Safe does on Wake Up here.
Just stands up but gets thrown again. Scrot, I feel like, is coming in with all of the mental power after that arc drive from the last arc from the Blood Heat. The shield goes off. That time gets hit with the overhead after the readjustment from the BC counter. Backdash out of Safe. Just controlling the airspace. Lots of shield coming out. Okay, Scrot did get hit once. And then just runs straight up and hits Safe out of it. Builds up a third bar of Magic Circuit, is going to use one bar of it here to get the slam, run up, challenges the shield. Oh god, what's next? Oh boy.
Okay, he's not dead. Last interaction. Let's see what Safe does. There's a tech, there's a move, there's a heat, it manages to hit. Scrot tried to jump or something, got hit crouching. Alright, it's gonna be big damage for Safe. He's gonna arc drive after spending meter. He last arc.
Oh, he last arced.
That scales so much. This is gonna be like, alright, let's see how much this does. But alright, so Safe probably using this time to collect himself, get his composure back. That actually did a lot. Alright.
That did way more than I was expecting. But in the meantime, Scrot goes ahead and heats. Challenges in the air, got a fatal counter out of it. Let go of shield a little too early, so the projectiles hit him. The run under after the commit to the upward diagonal.
Nice hit throw. Last chance for Safe. Manages to get the heat. Oh, he gets the anti-air. He gets the unblockable. Alright, Scrot's not dead. He has a resource. He has Moon Drive. He has meter to heat. Safe goes to the other side of the screen. Scrot trying to figure out what to do. There's the Moon Drive. No anti-air. He gets hit with Jump B. He's not dead. Moon Skill DP to seal it. And Scrot is your East Coast Qualifier champion.
That was everything that I wanted to see in that game. That was spectacular.
That was a roller coaster of actions from both players. I honestly was not expecting. The way Scrot was playing at the end was more akin to what you would see people who have no idea what to do anymore, but he was using options that he wasn't using before. It was a lot of making sure that if Safe was trying to jump out, he would use 3C more to anti-air him. He was also making sure that if he tried to use armor, Safe would not be able to heat as often. So a lot of good adjustments from Scrot, but then, Safe being the player that he is, he made it so it wasn't easy for Scrot to win this tournament.
I was really, really impressed with both of these players, and going back through this replay, the adjustments, the counterplay, the set play that we got to see during this was so incredible. And then to get 2 last arcs back to back.
I would be lying if I said last arcs, are uncommon, but I guess they are in this tournament because we've seen 3 today, and that's 3 more than I normally see whenever I watch net play matches. So good stuff to both players. Scrot making sure that even after the bracket got reset on him, he regained his composure, stuck to his game plan, made sure anytime Safe was trying to zone, he could get in safe. He can get into contest that space, even if he was losing a lot of instances. Because, and then right here, when Safe did that stomp on Blood Heat, I guess he thought he could punish it, but he was a little bit too slow, so it was kind of scary. But manages to drain the rest of the blood heat out from Scrot, and Scrot just trying to get in without getting unblockable. And then, as you saw right there, he tried to run up 3C, but it was too slow. And man, this was probably one of the best grand finals I've seen in quite a while, considering that Scrot is playing a character that a lot of people haven't seen him use in quite a while, because he has been messing with a lot of the cast, but his ability right here
That's just so great. Oh my gosh, the challenge.
Yeah, the read on the contest from Safe there, and then the shield here because he knew Safe would fall with a button. The anti-air shield worked for the blood heat. Oh my goodness,
ridiculous, so ridiculous. I am in complete agreement with you, Fox. This is one of the best grand finals that I think I've seen in a long time. It was just down to the wire. It really came down to execution and good gameplay and great adjustments, and honestly, just some good old-fashioned wild melty blood.
Yeah, the last interaction here, Scrot doing delayed moon skill DP to make sure Safe could not air dash. That was actually the first time he's done moon skill DP this set. So for him to save it at the last second like that, to know that Safe would try to do an air dash to contest, it was very on point from Scrot. You can tell that he's understood a lot of the interactions that happen, and for him to stay as composed as he did after getting reset, after being close to winning the tournament so many times, finally clutches it out and wins, and he's your East Coast champion. So congrats to Scrot. I know he worked very hard to make sure that he could say that he won the East Coast side of this qualifiers, because honestly, this was probably I'll be a little bit biased. I would say this is the hardest bracket that we've seen so far, because most of the stronger players that you normally see in net play brackets are on the East Coast. So as you see here, Scrot, Trippy, Safe, Jurassic Ori, Kitty, Hyde, Omni, Infinity, they're probably some of the people you constantly see in top 8s, top 16s of offline and online tournaments. And for Type Moon, Eliphant to bring this together to make sure that you can see how strong the United States is as a region is I'm very grateful, because it's sometimes hard to display strength through regions when you don't get enough opportunities to do so, and we have it right here, and I'm glad everyone was here to watch it today.
And that is going to wrap it up for all of the qualifiers. So we had Central back in the end of July, we had the West qualifiers in September, and then we wrapped it up here with the East qualifiers, and that means the bracket is filled out for the finals that will be happening in a little less than a month in December at NEC.
So if you're wondering what that's going to look like, as we come closer to the date for NEC, Eliphant will be making sure that the bracket is prepared for us. The players will be flown out to NEC, and we will also be there as well, making sure that you get all the hype action throughout that weekend. And hopefully the players will make sure that they've trained up, they've got their combos down, they've understood all their matchups, they get ready for a fun time at NEC, and to make sure everyone understands the performance that will be put on and the strength that will be displayed at that event.
It's going to be ridiculous. It's always one of those things where you have online tournaments, and then it's like, well, which is going to be the best region? We should find out offline. Oh, we're going to find out offline. That's not a question. We're going to bring the top 24 all together, head to head, for an extensive brawl over the finals that will be taking place at NEC. And I know that I'm excited to be part of that, and I'm really excited that I get to be there with you, Fox, so that we can wrap this up together.
Yes, I know a lot of people are expecting different results for the tournament that will happen at NEC, and honestly, I can't call it either way. I do have an idea of who I think will be part of the top 8, but outside of that, it can go either way when we get there, because a lot of people will be training to make sure they are seen as some of the best in the United States. Definitely.
Well, I think that's going to do it here for us. Once again, yes. Congratulations to all of our top 8, Scrot, Trippin, Safe, Ori, Kiri, Hyde, Omni, Scythe, and Infinity. But particularly congratulations to Scrot, who took the entire East qualifier. I am Jadelyn, and I have been joined this fabulous evening with...
I'm Fox.
And we will see you at this December at NEC for the finals of the official U.S. Melty Blood qualifier, or the official U.S. Melty Blood tournament. We will see you there.
Take care, everyone. Oh my goodness. Round's not over.